tukeriga ria Jumatatu ye chitariki isano na ibere mutinyo ogatano na kabere yani saba eri abange babiri bakuganyirira erinde banyara kumanya naki ense ya Kenya egendrete egokori omwancho murigereria naki bwakire anonsi ase okoigwa eri ogiriga kurura bwe okonyora chibiche chiga kurase gitaseni ikia Getembe TV bwakire ebuya naboigo nokugania kwana mnankwa bete kugotwara e weekendi ere entoereru ukegima karibu sana erinde tunyara gusanga ase emiroberi ya Getembe TV iye wiki yo metabaka nkwarigania ase wiki kyagira bono eye naro omuroberi mutangani ani monekero tochake wiki ritkoria Jumatatu wikana ndekero turachi kuyekora igekero munguro akoigorire ase ritkeriga ninde otegerete koigure nga kurase ready yao Getembe FM neraro Getembe TV neraro na boigo ebitasene binde kwabere ukuiwanga ama ukurobekana ngoraro ase ritkeriga tariki isano na ibere gose saba kwa bere gukuigwa eriogerio ritukoriri ndero nande bono umwancho murigeria ase kero tugukonera oburendi ebogotaka nae buna butambe tugukunyure igase ritukeriga enekia andonsi asore kwanyare kurigereria buna gose to make sure your security comes first. Karibu sana na inde nigo kukuganiryo nyare utwara rituko rire erigia litwa otware afya engia seritukeriga naboigo onyare utwara oburendi bwisaine igo onyokoro chenga kiro kende no nyene miremo eliogocha nkagirite nga chiskuru chinyingia abana ambakane tigumba busako genda ase chiskuru ego komanyete nga no nyene miremo gocha nga nabo kiro kende buraburu iranyara konekiwa especially bari bakore miremo ase buna bono chitaoni imense ya Kenya nyara konekibuna oborendi wachakire nae nandonyo koroche nga bintu mbiko babia kiro kende nere biyotigare nyomba nabo metembu yosabeli bakore miremo batinga nare konyara wika kubwa komenyoka nga nemeremo alafu nyore wachire otumana n'abanyanyimbo ikiagera ritukeriga niko barachiko batafu sana baka bachigotindi ikiagera na bara confuse abantu bakogenda emeremo naho bakocha gukora ukurobekana bose naho bakocha gukora ubusaria nkorwa Matildah Obaigwa akora studio ya kabere nere Mike Wills bakobwatira na Jasper ile konekia kwanyorerio gi netibita sinjira ere engi kirano kigima korende tutaracho gukwanira ukurobekana kweritko ria rero nabo yukurikira ya chigazeti nere bya tuchake nekionga chinsa ikome nebere chabura bambe ngano nyetse abutokire chitageka ange ikome ina isano karibu sana elinde tunyare gusanga na umancho murigere nekirongo chaka niko bono ya mate yo musacho yo mukura chinse mocha buki mogori iyo gotoka meanya cheki constituency ya Bobasi county ya Kisii ya mate yomo sacho yo wemeka yegato onyare toko baga kubekwa umorero magega yo gukagerwa kumuita umurugyoe na boigo korosia endagira nase enyama yo murugyoe na kwa abantu mwako yo kanyara gusamba oikogokwa nikobono ya mate yae yanyare kubolia una nonyokorete ama mocho banyare gukonyo erinde korusia omubere oe ase enkendu gose kuroberia okomwa esiko oyaye yo moerio
asa marieta engo guchoni mururi okaru mchende kasini ya marem Steve Monserio ogise abantu baminto gwakera abantu bepresina mbuya mono mwatarire asenge jo chako itona manganaya muna atogendere tia gase kenyorugie ito mwana yo minto na barenge gukinokuya inde amakweli amanyorete ntwarenge na okomanyanga ngoje gotoke ariga tatigalende ko wabuga kare konyoro bokongwete twakalende ochenjiri lakini rende bona yabete munembe nande yamuyanirete gochaga iga gokore gatendeke baminto rende togosaba abantu baminto bekenyoro abantu baminto moresi komwensi mutobwatesi asogosirana na butambe asenge yoko enia mubere onyagosira egere umusigo yo otobero muororo ma abantu bebresi machira iga gende ntobwatia ana bumongina gari busa mugaka nasira kende nkeyo tobwata iga ana uri risiko wana ana ngondi teyo ana ngoko teyo ni mwana ebyoroche sabu igongo abiri agoja saba chumba baito muchumbe Innocent obiri otobokonyi gente que no que wete radio sama gaseti no keigwete kero rumwengu ngima hora ngyo gotokonya torusie getuye kero mocha lia bosongo abwa somenyete omo MCO ito ngoba ekitari gento kegeni no keigwete kiabeire ense na intu giatanyoreka igase ebodi yao wana bokonyi bwa tutagete egere egetuye kera mochari tokerusio
amaria tangu guchachi otieno yone kasi ni anari abo kongo buntu abusabite buchi na kongo buache tutaborengerereti batuikire omaene ntugu kumigwa konene muchungu noni numukumuna mwarigiriga kende yo spink eyo no mwarigiriye muchiasa amenyete nurusana ruka rokartikiroro igoto kubasabanga bari administrators na abachumbe n'omuchumbe na area MC akibaso yoko boko batokonye gekogera umubiri nabura amenya matuka mange mochari egere igarame isukake tindu bomaene tiatoteba bomaene bantu
gutigana na roboti oru mwancho murigire niko bono uyore omujumbe bogetutu ya masaba omusike Clive ombane egisairo bono anyare kuburia abaseneta banyare kwene kyabuna banyare kwegerera omuswada uri boguchokwane kyabuna origeririe kiganja kya NGCDF ikiganja kire kyabaseneta na bogo kyabawakilisha babasubati cross each county chonsi 45 erinde omuswada oyo onyare gweta boigo niko aboririe abagavana banyare kwene kyabuna bairire ngora ase kukonya kugenderera nekina gyokurwania ekiganja kya NGCDF nabo igotatigeti magega okuboria omugusi anyara gukwana neryo gerimo ase chinga kyechiga
mujumbo jiga uri kugura chabisi chakiandase location ya West Kitutu meyewadiga yeligoma nigabaganiria abaseneta kunyara ko bagwetia omuswada wakoroiswa gwekiganja kya NGCDF kiganja kya abaseneta nabagonda kiri kya abawakilishi babasubati ilio ko balichi ko bunenjira yamo erairire abaraya bega kunyora kibesa ekyo kiragenderia magendera sinsemo au
kwa unyenyekevu. Ile pesa ni ya kuwasaidia maskini. Tafadhali huo mswada ukifika kwenye bunge la Senate muupitishe, kwa maana msipoupitisha kuanzia mwezi wa kwanza mwaka ujao hakuna basari ya watoto. Moko mbwata sikotebi Senator Okongo mugeni abwate sie bili ya CDF oso mota gete Senator keno tagwa kayesi abana banyore basari
ukwana boigo nigagendere ko bagakoje mu cibaraza y'aba governor asikiri atebrenga nigo yagendere ko bagekobeke go check nene asikiganje kiga kya NGCDF egento kolengana monere ikorateria amagenderero
mutara tusaba chipara mwengo toro kichi dispensary chibwata mariogo inche tinabwate problem na governor lakini bone sengenchere na bagisangi bae abato tingete chisegi na sisi tutawapiga vita. Kera nero mulgereti CDF mwabekire liso mwachire abagabana barigiriye ncheraiga wakwanira no murayo ito ingoro kubaba bono baba nero no agasaine nga CDF eruo baba gakogendera igo nyanere na butukumutiga
isero wego yori gukwana sinseme chigani gagendere ko bagakubole mugusi kwane kibunango kwanale neryo girimo anene lyage siasa busi bobochore munene uri busyo
abarai bagusi 20 our 2 governors, our 2 senators, all the 13 members of parliament and nominated tunguse engori esemeya twachai rwesenge nchoni tutowatana n'abantu baito tukwa no munu oyomo ndo basako banobo tutukano omwano itonaro bona iganto bwate
Bia wana kikima murikito polikapo okara umwancho murigire na kusikabosyo niko bono wizara yechiko sorry corona boigo abana litko oregoro banyarete gukora abana naborokyo borokia banyarete gukora okuchingira lituko ryo muno abwegeswaeri oyo gokorekana ase orgongo gose ase ense ya Kenya tariki 5 mutinyi ogatano ona kabiri nilituko igoro ekiro baringe gukora umuyigo yo korekanete ase university ya Kisii niko banyarete gusanga ebirengereri au nabo igokubora neribuya umuntu yo ogendere gutumeka kigima na enchire yamo yo kugendera koyo anchira gose koyo sira ase ense engimo muriketo Daniel Ontiri no robotioro
nyumbani na wajibika nifanye lile
chingaki ensengima yalinge gochingira lituko liege Swahili elio ligo chingirwa kiru mwaka chitariki 4 chimutinyu gatana kabire lituko lya lero wizara yechigosori egekoro nabana nigo yara umuyigo bwelitukeli uyo okoreka university ya Kisii ekoragwa na Profesa Nathan Ogechi.
Katika sherehe hii ya leo tumekuja kusherehekea mwaka huu ni Kiswahili na lugha za asili kwa ajili ya mshikamano wa kitaifa. Na katika kufanya hivyo tuna wadau ambao wametoka katika nchi tofauti. Manake kuna Wakenya hapa, kuna wawakilishi kutoka Uganda na vile vile kuna wawakilishi kutoka taasisi mbalimbali za elimu na za kijamii.
Ukwana chinga kicho niko bakwanira okugania okubwatiriria elugeiga yegeswahili na kwetumeka chinsemo chonsi elioko yekinia.
Kiswahili ambacho kinatumika nchini Kenya ni Kiswahili sanifu katika mazingira rasmi, na kwamba kuna mwingiliano wa lugha nyingine katika Kiswahili si jambo ambalo ni la kipekee kwa Kiswahili. Lugha zote ulimwenguni zinapokuwa katika mtagusano kunatokea mambo mengine ya kimwingiliano. Kwa hivyo Kiswahili kinachozungumzwa katika mazingira rasmi ni sanifu. Kile ambacho kinazungumzwa katika mazingira mengine ambayo sio rasmi kinaweza kuwa na mchanganyiko ama ubadilishaji msimbo wa hapa na pale. Na hiyo haimaanishi kwamba hicho Kiswahili kimekufa. Ni kwamba Kiswahili kinaendelea kukua.
Bateba gwetera hasi bikare biga nemega yokugecengera amange agendere gonchuria hasi balia bagogetumeka na baboligwa gotiga gosoka na muno chingaki batakimanyiti buya.
Kila mtu katika nchi yetu ako na haki ya kuzungumza Kiswahili na tunahitaji kukikuza katika kila sehemu ya nchi. Na pia tumekuwa tukishirikiana na vyuo vikuu. Pia kuna wakati tulifanya kongamano na chuo kikuu cha Nairobi na wanatuhusisha sana vyuo vikuu. Hata tumehusi wakati tulikuwa tunaongelelea lugha pia. Kuna wakati tumeenda katika chuo kikuu cha Kenyatta, tulikuwa tumeitwa na idara ya Kiswahili kuongelelea juu ya lugha.
Mwaka huu tunasema Kiswahili na lugha nyingine za asili katika mshikamano wa kitaifa, kwamba tunasherekea utofauti wetu katika umoja wetu, kwamba tunatumia Kiswahili kama kaka mkubwa anayeshikilia mkono hawa wadogo katika pia kuwakuza, kwa sababu hizi lugha za asili pia zimeingia katika mtaala. Kwa hivyo tunasema kwamba Kiswahili kwa sababu kimepiga hatua pia kinatumiwa katika kusaidia lugha ambazo pia zinakuwa.
Nkurubadire gadaseni kia Getembe elitrene ngurukua Daniel Ontiri.
Mwancho murigire na se ritukeriga limanyekanete muna saba ekirobono abakenya nene muno abasai abange karobereti gosase echipara gukora ukurubekana niko bono banyare kuborirwa bakore ukurubekana kore ukomorembe batari gosaria enibo ende eyonsi oyore omo father omo sacerdote munene bwe parish ya Nyamira gose ase kanisa ya St Ambrose St Ambrose Nyamira ni gobono litukore igoro anyarete gukwanira ayega nabo gukubura na obo toerero bunyare konekiwa ase erituko eriga ariarero Father Apollinaris Masese boigobono nigo anyare kuburia serikali enyare konekia una yatagereire ebiriro bya bakenya ase amatuko bunaiga kurubekana ko korekana ekero ase kero na tokumanywana omurikito Fatigade Getembe
Chingaki ritukuria mambia abasae bekiare ya Gen Z bakakageire gocha gosoka ase para asokorubekana ukukumanyikaine buna sabasaba nigo umusasiro tyo manene kweparisho mutagatifu Joseph Nyamira Father Abornerius Masese akwaneire engenjo enene yokorubekana na ubaganiri abasae ritangani kuramanya hekerenga ekenene yokorubekana na tariwesokya epara bosaigo
Nje Father Apollinaris Masese tukwase parish ya St Joseph Nyamira maandamano agotware ng'enjo ekare baria tobwata bokongu twayabekire tokogamba enda asinyire maandamano agotebe bintu ebirekebisho enjerengi ya yokorekebisha sekere yasinyire na y'abantu bagotara twabarende baito n'abasikali emirimo yogotorenda ntomia lakini rende se Kenya korora tubwata bokongu tugutumeka maandamano asogosari na baria bategereri baria bagotora kara maandamano abeire no watebanga egasi yasinyire torigi bari basinyirwe egasi batenenegwe egara twanyoro boraisi bokugendereria nemerogeri ya kawaida
Kurase egati y'abakristo bekanisa y'umutagatifu Ambrose nigo bagikeirie enchera okorobekana gogoikeraniwa asense ya Kenya ayo akwirera nonyina makweri asebare na nigo babasemirie abasae abaiga koba abang'aini ebiroberia bakogenda ase okorobekana
samaleta ngo kuliliani wana mambisa basabeye nikabwata maandamano nari gusabanya sakoro gwanja abakuna abana bambaga enda samanda manikiagera ngwanda bari bakora amaya lakini andi basari bono yokera baguchi basariri baitiru bakura
yetanjen abere na endende na bari bagutangana abana baito bakubatanga ni bosi bakubafandi tafadhali sika abana babantu tangani abauli tangani igabasaye baitigere limono mutume
Justus Morara Mogondo chinse chinde kwandamana bare lakini akaba kwandamana abara ingo tegerera bare wasangio yordinary mocho iga ago step aside akiri bono ga iga ndochenga nsi yaito ya Kenya ekere maandamano akoba na makweri akoba kati ya bali bakwandamana na serikali iyo enganga bono baticheta matomba tageti gotegerera eki maana ya maandamano ayo
chingaki echecho nigo bayiburirie serikali wesokya na kuriya chinchira chogokora ukwimurungania kwa basaye abaiga abwo asina barabwo basemiwe kurinkoria umwana siasa bya ritangani bataramwakira ekura
ogosoka kwa basaye na mangana batebetuwe aende singenje batebetuwe atarayikirana igo batema kwerigeria no bugima bwa kongere kinda batebin kelinga toteme ko ibura chinchira obura ibobe boribu bwasyoku okweresa nganke ko eraria tarayikiraniwa aba yakonyara goikiraniwa aikiraniwe karenga kiye chikurego chigoika mbuya basaye batware birengalio tomanye ariara ye chikura yo goetera na aria yale ayamagendro to gochikonyora egara tonyare kobeka abantase eratiri tororia obwata mangana mansu lakini otanyare okora torano riora otatuara mangana mansu nando tatuare bese lakini obwata okora
Hingo reporter Getembe korwase kanisa eyeiga ya St Ambrose eye gotoka imeye parish ya Nyamira ebunge ya West Mugirango Fatigade Getembe
Mwancho murigere ase bikorwa vitari ebyabutambe nigo bono omukagerwa oboibe bwe echipigipigi bono ritko oriegoro anyarete kutogara chingaki chintambe magiga yo kwenyora kagutara ne pigipigi yo anyarete koba aga koiba gusakagire koba gakoiba korwa ase chinsemo cha birongo oikera ase omoche o keroka nigo bono omonyene gose oyiberetwe pigipigi yo anyarete korra buna nigo atalete omonyanabi oyo korete emiremo eyo
kweri kiarasa yarengeri tukoria ichuma ase nanyorete customer yande tinyeire masimba na ende nyeira nye town. Tukaja nere buya tukaikatosha mafuta daraja moja. Tukafika mafuta petroli ya shilingi 700. Ngamoira tukaikakeroka. Tukaikagianjira gante vinda atina tori lunch. Ngamuta hindi yande na ende kobe mfura ya engete ngamuta burango tuwerere togenda. Tukaenda tukaika ichuni bosio. Agante intende ne bintu mbirako bogoli. Ebyako irakeroka tumako ende town ngatenenie pigipigi. Agasoa guchumu chigete gatirimboka. Ngamuganya around 30 minutes tari gocha. Enda bwate ngamubwati gochima hata saa tirimbukete gocha. Gachikomorigi akambora gingo ira na baki para nganyora pigipigi teiyo. Nera na monyorete. Ali na iranete ngalike report keroka police station. Kaira na bagante ire ngira na baka town ngana dike office centro. Kaira na baka town abwas na nyore to mosani yo to korna ere pibia gante akange namba yo mo swati yo agante bina ba gokonya kora mwakire simu. Kamwakire simu itu kolie garo to kakwana ner akamwae namba ye pigipigi ngamwana malieta. Nalia yante eti ngaline galinga na baka metamai. Tukagamba nere agante ira na baka gusi mambioche. Moto inko ira nari ne pigipigi kango motomera tole chinjoke. Ali na cha kurumambi saa 2 na ikaga keroka na bero go ikirabonoiga na roli romonto ochire ne pigipigi ya.
Majina najulikana kama Daktari Mama Mwende kutoka Ukambani. Mimi natibu na miti ya kiasili, dawa ya kienyeji. Ninatibu kupitia kwa madawa ya kienyeji kwa sababu dawa ya kienyeji imenisaidia sana kusaidia wananchi, kwa sababu wananchi wamekuwa wabaya kwa kuiba ng'ombe, wameiba mbuzi, wameiba kila kitu. Ndio maana nimeamuka chini kuweza kuonyesha dunia ati kuna dawa inaweza kamata mwizi. So complainer wangu alikuja Friday kutoka Kisii akaniambia nimeibiwa pikipiki. Sikuchelewa, nilifanya naye akafanya.
Kutigana nayo kurase orogongo rwagusi niko bono umwaziri bubolende waime omoskie Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen bono anyarire koenekia kuna obwa matebole gati ya Kenya na boigo abanyanyimbo gose abobsa abobolendi nigo bono aligetie gose serikali irigetie nchira yo kugendera akubutinyi kaukwana kuro ase kanisa ya St Augustine Mwanika Catholic ime ya Tigania West ase county ya Meru nigo omoskie Murkomen anyarite kwera buna nigo chingake chiga bagendete kosegeta abanyanyimbo banyara koenekia oborendi gose gotinya oborendi gochase abakenya abonsi na boigo enibo ya Wakenya.
Tunataka police station za Kenya ikuwe ni police station ambayo inaunganisha Wakenya na polisi. Watu waishi kama ndugu na dada kwa hiyo police station. Watembeleane, ikuwe na community policing kati ya OCS na ofisa wake, wakuwe na uhusiano nzuri na wananchi wa sehemu hiyo. Na nyinyi wananchi mkiona hata askari pale ako na shida namna hii, anataka apelekewe ndizi ama apelekewe nini, mnatembeleana. Hiyo ndio uhusiano nzuri. Askari pia wakuwe na information nzuri na wananchi kwa mambo ya kazi ya kudumisha amani kwa taifa letu. Nimeambia askari wetu wakuwe wapole kama njiwa, wakuwe wapole na wazuri kwa wananchi. Lakini kama ni kupambana na majangili na wale ambao wanataka kuharibu mali ya umma na wale ambao wanataka kuua wananchi wengine ama kuua polisi, wawe wakali sana kuhakikisha wananchi wanadumishwa amani. Tunataka nchi yetu ikuwe ni nchi ya amani. Na waomba wale wote wanajaribu kusema maandamano Jumatatu ama siku yoyote ingine yenye napanga, kujeni kwa maandamano kwa njia ya amani. Mtu aseme mambo yake kwa njia ya amani, alafu nchi yetu iende ikasonga mbele. Ningependa kuhakikishia Wakenya kwamba nchi yetu na wizara yetu na serikali yetu iko na nia bora ya kuhakikisha ya kwamba wananchi wanadumu na kudumisha amani. Hatuna nia ya kudhuru mtu yoyote, hakuna nia ya kudhuru mtu yoyote. Nia yetu ni kuhakikisha nchi yetu imekaa kwa amani. Na nisiposimama imara na tusiposimama imara, hatutapata nchi ya kupatia watoto wetu na watoto wetu. Na kwa hivyo mimi na viongozi wote ambao katika idara hii tutasimama imara kidete kuhakikisha kwamba mwananchi analindwa, mwananchi mali yake inalindwa na nchi yetu idumu kwa amani.
Utigara ime yeche kanisa nigo umurai wense moske William Ruto anyari kwegerera umuroberi obwo kwa gacha kanisa oyogenderete ase ensemo egose ase amagacho ari State House ime yomoche o Nairobi ka kwana litukoregoro kurwase kanisa emo ime ye county ya Embu nigo anyari goteba tarivesa chaba Kenya gose tarivesa cha serikali chigutumika ase okwa gacha kanisa iyo na bwo nekiratebire hoika kanisa iyo nyare kwa gacha obwikirano kyagerere niko abwato kwigena una monguru nere omokonyere na nere ogendete gokonya ense ya Kenya.
Pale State House sio mimi peke yangu nakaa, niko na familia karibu 300 wafanyikazi wa pale, tuko na familia za maaskari wa pale. Hata saa hizi nikiongea hapa tuko na kanisa, na mimi sikuanzisha kanisa, inaendelea kule State House, tuko mpaka na Sunday school. Shida moja tu, ile kanisa iko pale State House ni ya mabati. Sasa niwaulize nyinyi watu wa Embu, nyinyi mmenialika hapa tukuje tujenge kanisa ya mabati? Sasa mimi niwasaidie tujenge kanisa hapa nzuri, alafu mnataka kanisa ya State House ibaki ya mabati? Surely. Yani sijui hata mimi nachanga watu wananiuliza nini. Mimi sijakuja kuanzisha kanisa State House, nimekuta kanisa ikiendelea. Nimekuja pale nikakuta State House ni nyumba ilijengwa miaka 120 iliyopita. Ile mbao ilikuwa imewekwa siku hiyo imeoza hapo State House. Paa inatoka maji. Nikasema wacha nirekebishe. Kanisa ya kutosha watu 300 inaweza kufika shilingi bilioni. Kama hii kanisa kama hii mjengo ya ghorofa 11 ni 300 million. Kanisa ya watu 300 inaweza kufikaje 1 billion sijui na ngapi? Tafadhali jameni, wacheni porojo, wacheni propaganda, wacheni chuki. Mnachukia kanisa ya Mungu kwa sababu gani? Ile kanisa tunajenga pale, sijui hao watu wametoa wapi mabilioni. Kanisa tunajenga pale ni ya kutoshana na wale watoto wetu tuko nao pale, familia 300, tuko na Sunday school pale, na mimi sijaanzisha, nimekuta kanisa iko hapo. Ile kitu nimefanya tu, nimesema badala ya kuwa kanisa ya mabati, wacha tujenge kanisa ile ilivyo. Na nimesema hatutatumia pesa ya serikali kujenga ile kanisa.
Mwancho murigirire hachinga kichecho nigo omoske William Ruto anyarete kogendera kosigeta abakenya bakendere kwerikia ase morobero bobo wenia osha nekirobono naboigo anyare kugikiria chinyagitari chiri chigenderete wakania abakenya chibesa nganonye bagotumeka chibesa chasha nende bado kwanyoranga abarwire kwakanira abare ase omorobero yo naboigo nekiro agoteba obukurume buno bugenderete ase inse iyobotenenere ubwasha kose ase chinyagitari au nigo bono serikali eligetie gosieka chinyagitari chonsi chiri chigokora abobe.
Na ukijiandikisha unajiandikisha bure, alafu ukijiandikisha unaenda kwa hospitali level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, unaenda pale unatibiwa na mtu asikuulize pesa yoyote. Nataka mnisikize kwa makini. Mtu asikuulize pesa yeyote, kwa sababu sasa tumetoa pesa ya serikali na tumeambia kila hospitali mwananchi akikuja atibiwe, sisi kama serikali tutatoa pesa ya kulipa gharama ya ule mwananchi amekuja pale kutibiwa. Alafu ya pili, pale kwa chief tumesema ya kwamba wale wako na uwezo mkubwa watalipa zaidi, wale wako na uwezo wa chini. Hapo ndio nataka tuelewane kabisa. Unajua tuko na mahospitali wako na ujeuri. Mwananchi anaenda pale, wanamtibu, alafu wanamwambia lipa pesa 200, 100, 300, 500. Mwananchi, kabla hujalipa pesa yeyote, tafadhali eleza serikali ya kwamba nimeenda hospitali fulani, wameniuliza pesa, ndio tupambane na wao. Tayari kuna mahospitali 1000 tumefunga ya private kwa sababu wanafanya ukora. Wakati tunalipia wananchi, wao wanaenda kucharge wananchi na wana file returns ambayo sio ya ukweli. Tunataka tushirikiane hivyo kwa sababu nia yangu na serikali ya Kenya ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba matibabu isiwe haki ya matajiri na wale wanaweza. Matibabu ni haki ya kila Mkenya, yule ako na uwezo na yule ambaye hana uwezo. Na mtu akikuuliza pale, mueleze nilisikia kwa masikio yangu rais wa
Igo mwancho murigereria onyego gutarira nyagitari ndi yonsi kwa maya kunyoranga umurobeli oshango tumekora nande kwa manya wakanera ativesa achinde se mugote buna ko igure muske wila muruta gote banga wate wakana 200 akana 500 kusineti yake ebintu binde ebinge ko igure una I think ambana letukubatu ko gochika buna chi nyagitari chonsi chire level 4 uchanse aba Kenya banyara konyora obo rwali bosa especially onye kubwate ekadi yao yasha mwanjo murigere roche ngatinja gitari wetani ribwe mochanyare gusiekwa ase ogutumeka obokora kose ase ogutumeka chibesa tia serikali ibobe korende no goichane sana nga aiga ase county kose ase orokongo rogusi county ya Kisii chinyagitari chinyagitari emerongo gete chabeire chigosie kwa nechinde kukeigwa kose onye yarenge level 4 yachire koba level 2 asengencho yo gutumeka obokora ase omuroberi oyo osha korende nerebuya kirago ikire asenyagitari kwanyara kwanekia na turaba huko nererirwa nonye omuroberi kadi yawo ke gutumeka enekianga ekadi yega kire gutumeka yatumikire asenchira ere endonge togenda kurwariwa likuba kwanyaranga wastabirwe kwanyara ko login kwatumeka chivesa chiasha ase ukurwaria ibintu biri ebike biri bwana tukonyora amariogo ase enchira yabosa umoncho murigire gotigana nayo osekero ana korire ensemo ikiunga ndoche Douglas atika agontebia kurachinse mochenya gisai nyakoe agoteba ko locked in no murugio Jane Kimuntu na boigo Janet na bana Stacy Tracy na boigo Brandon na Braden nekiragote na bantu bonse banyagisai bombeta na my triple let's okay nochagote banga agukwanira babo Clinton na Jaden mbia mwana sana Dominic Irera agoteba God is good all the time kurwa bonyakera bomukora omonene otubukirie buye igonye kwa bukire buye gotebona jenze bakotenga onye kwa bukire kole byali tukeriga bekege dore gabu gosenga so gabu ase comment section onyare ko beketi kotebena bwakire byali tukeriga ria Jumatatu ritukeriga aria useokoropekana wasaba kero okogenderete ko roberi waseri tukeriga nabo ogosoga mu comment section otumanyinga nakikwa bokire chinsemoki bwatete kuru omuroberi oiga nabo igo ikirengere kya ongereke ase ritukeriga aria rero David William out watching korwa chinse mcha jogo Kisii agoteba na poigo ntubate Peter Omari agoteba good morning korwa sugutanya mache niko ndani good morning to you pilipili ho agoteba korwa chinse mcha timani igotoka Keumbu agoteba good morning and agoteba nigare tuned in omoigwa wabakinami nigo agoteba korwa anyangusu omoigwa wabakinami na mama watoto Faith tuned in akuboringa wapi kina Salome Onyoni Musoribo Susu Victor Mienda Lydia Nyaboke Jared Ouru neti muyende enene sana tochana babeta abantu betani 50 mbe mono sana omoigwa wabakinami igo onye kwa bokire beka $1 so agali Facebook ko tunyora muna Getembe TV nyara ko so alibeka ko se comment section bekeri tari aho chinse mojire ombate tukuru mambi abono naboigo naki ngerengera likyo bate efuna litukeri gali alero moncho moligereria ekero abande baligeti gosoka para ko twara okurubeka no koiga wa sabasaba ekira ngereri kyao nkeriki ayagose naki obangete kayogo chanko gendole mberemo onye kole tinga kiretinga aboroki wako se wanafunzi mbavwana tokotoka chinse moja online tinga kichiga lakini onye kore osane day scholar lakini yatoka ngali tukiri gatoko nyara wikira na ase skuru timetingira toke ko kora nesimi yao na nyena na bokobeka okote ba thumbs up ase ritkeriga riarero Christopher Atandi hote bokoro chinse mocha borangi kinyambi umurugyo Lydia Kirbo abana Sheila Matiangi Moranga na awote mamu mwabo na tatu mwabo pamoja hadi tamati eli mwache alivyo akote ba following mbia mwana sana sijui eli mwache alivyo where are you following us from ngayo kende tukubati umurobere wega Etwani ya Getembe korwa Teresa Kemndawata good morning Matildah from Karatina tuned in tibeti listening evichero torochi asichinga kijiga cha mambi anyway Teresa Kemndo mbia mwana sana Victor Mondo mienda to mark me present from Kilimani tuko pamoja hadi tamati mbia mono sana Natasha mcute nikagote Nancy Ongili Nancy Ongiri hotanga nele toto la Kisii korochinze mochaka nyimbo ako ndani mbia mono kigima mosori bwege susu out there watching live koro na Kuru City Salams Club mosori bwege susu high five onyo kwa bokirete banga thumbs up naki ogendrete asichinga kichiga chabono mambi sabol mokaya nere nika ndo cha kontenga good morning to you iko mwensi bali mukonyara ko iweli ogeriga kora chibiche chiga na bokonyara ko theka ilitari aho comment ya ogabo na boigo ntevi ditkeliga ai ninki obangete ai no moremi ngogendore mugondo kotorole chae yawo ogenda setundu bali goseni go oboetenga ukurubikana nigo kora korekane elitiko oriare rokonyare gosieka ebiasara bali bakoro bonchori ase chiro yenene ya daraja 2 orochenga ditkeliga no nyare weti umurero boli nkigorore biasara byao tekonyarikana onye kore omonchoreri okorera emirimo ase omochionde bwensi omonabu na bono obosongo nere buyuire ngora umete mbuyose ke biasara litkoria rero ligima ne ntomentinga ase biasara nabo koba asara enene gotaigore biasara omonchoreri litkorigima lakini nigera bebia ubwa koigora alafu nyorenga abaiga ababegu basonanire nande basaganire ebiasara byago korene tokogenda omutimo komoke kero ndachikoirana ngirane nensemo yechi gazeti na yandi amangi ayogendrete ase ense ya Kenya ebiro ebiga byabono mambe korende ekerole chinsemo cha YouTube Getembe TV and FM mete okotonyora chinsemo cha kuno konyora Getembe TV and FM nya aragotapo gabu kosena bo click onyore umurobere wega ogochera AM ase AM korene ngukonyoria nyara kubata ekengere kyo nyara go subscribe elinde kwanyora chi notification ekero ase ekero genda gutira meyo murobero ekero le nanje Matildah ase omurobero iga Etwani ya Getembe korende na mangi turache gusanga asigika ekekere bosyo
Superstores Nero eduka asorgo ngurigarua South Nyanza yanchiri amone company ya mabati rolling mills ilikuya bwatuka uchiase abaonia aiga ntobwate showroom asura achagwirigiria amabati ande usialia utagete showroom yeto nigo engale iyuerengia na boigo ekogokiriso yao chingaki ogoswasa yigakurigiria amabati aiga ntobwate team tembo abo bagakora imirimo ase showroom yiga babwata chingoro chingia chugo kwarigania na boigo cho tebererie kende gensi uraganie bagotebererie company ya mabati rolling mills iko babwate amabati chingenjo ao ayuari ye chikala ao na boigo ayuiga bwata chi profile net gauges ao bunabono mbabwate nomo corrugated na wigo box corrugated asibe babwate Dumarang ayuali ayechigech emerungetato asa mabati ali ayechigech emerungibire na isaro na isato mbabwate tile provels alia oriental elegantal versatile grows na wigo na versatile mat MRM niko babwate lifestyle ayuago chana Roman Jinko na wigo web design babwate yigani kabwate chikala bunabona lia Chaco Grey, Bricky Red, Tile Red, Maroon, Sky Blue, na wigo na Green. Obutambe bwe mabwate yiga niko bokolengana amo nukwenya bwe customer. Mbabwate bintu bindi wigo ebyo ochikunyara kabo gutumika chinga gicho gwakeranya mabwate yiga ase nyumba yao. Tutari lero ase Ouru MRM showroom. Onyare kabo gukwerera amabwate yu akomenya sigika ayo uchanye warrant na wigo ayo urakoberwa ikasure asubwango eduke yiga ya Ouru Superstores yegutoka se enyumba ya Ouru Complex niyo muchurigo busongo iyo erangene neduka ya Safaricom wigo ngotuka bari ase nyumba ya JM Towers iyo ere angene bengi ya Credit Bank asamange bakere simgwetera seti namba chabo 0111161500 Ouru Superstores, the people's choice, guaranteed lowest prices. Karibu nyumbani.
Slovakia ni nyagitari yekerero asumu cyubusungu ensema ya mwembe mbarbare nigekomo SDA asepare kuro busungu guche Kilgores nigekurwa obugwenia asenchira yekerero asugutumia Video osha utarigwa kanira kinde gyonsi asamange bakire simyase namba 0799747414 Slovakia Hospital afeyao nomogoko ito inchuo bono.
Omugusi igwa amaguliniga kiromoroka ase eduka ya Shah Ceramics igulire deformed bars TMT steel ordinary nails square tubes round furniture tubes black pipes black sheets round bars wire mesh egatibinto winde evinge tubasi namagulire niga ainsekigima asekire yuka ya Shah Ceramics tutarelero ikiwenyolere estokeye itaraera nigo tukutuka sinsamchiri chaka
Stemo Nugabas ni nyagitari ekukurwaria asechinchira chekero kurwa chinsi cha maiko nigo bakurwa obubwenia bwabene asekera omurwaire abo asekera bakurwaria with a lot of privacy okubwenigwa ayebweka asibitanda byabo bibwate obubwenia bwabene mbari gutomeka ntetere gustarko beto sindane yira kubekere chemical like ndiyonsi asomobere igwa nigo kubwenia amarwire buna bono egetekyo mugongo nabo igo kwirania amaugabya abanyagitari babo nigo bwate obumanyi bwebirengo by'echinse ecya Michael ekero bakorwa obubwenye bwabo nigo bakora n'ubwanchani obonene n'amaguri yabo nigo ale ayanse monokigima bagotoka ase nyumba ya Umoja Complex third floor eyo yarenge Family Bank enkoro yere angene Cooperative Bank asamange bakera simya namba 0741 903162 0758066164
Inche asamarieta ngoroku Agnes Mora omonyagitari omonene Ostemo Nuga Best nkoirali bageri mwensi abagusi kubaligania ase Stemo Nuga Best aiga Stemo Nuga Best etokobwenia ase gotumia chi machine chiekerero igo bali mwensi mwachandikire asama rwaire ao twabaliganiri tobae obobwenia bwekerero inchu mwensi togokera obobweni bwaito aiga Stemo Nuga Best biamon
ajirira gocha Stemo Nuga Best abo ase uranyore obokoreri bwigoromono. Gotera chinko chinkureta erioki waitiro ne chingake gotumeka chinko chinyinga asomorero omosinine boygo byaitiro ne chingake bono Alpha Rice Brackets na lyuri chiburiao ase okoroisia endagera na boygo gwata asibigori byonsi ni chiamate chonsi Alpha Rice na makara ao nigo arosirie ne teknolojia yekerero tabuatirioki no nyenerika agotumeka kemono nende akoira egeka kujya umuriro ene kebemberi diko lidiaye neligiya amakara ega nigo agokeania kuna chokwemete yeito wose deforestation boigo obuyabono nobo ogokeania gokonyora kwendwali ya kansa Alpha Rice Brackets na bogutumeka ase chioteri chinyagitari chinka chiskuru na boigo nabugusamba inyama tutarere asumu chubusungu na bagutwakere isimi ase namba 0111502030 Alpha Rice Brackets naye twanchete.
Eduka ya womo ya Uhuru Superstores Limited nero eduka cholide ili kubwatuka chirangi cha Crown Paints eyuere company nambe yemo eyo korose chirangi meyense yiga ya Kenya. Crown Paints nigo emanyira sokoro isya ebintu biria bikomanya seka ngo kwanira chirangi echo boyiko chire chechi brand ao echo chire chingi ya kerage chirangi chiga nigo chire chibirengo ao punabono mbabwata chirangi cyo gwakwa imeye nyumba iziko ye nyumba chire chikomentera nibwa amavuta yani oil na bwigo chiriye chia mache inyuranga chirangi chiga nigo chire korwase chire cheri guririke iriya gatigati wekarigori iriya bantabati bwigo imeya Uhuru Superstores nero eduka yuka iyo bwate emixer iyo gwochoganya chirangi wikabunuragani gwochoganire erangi yiga aseduke yiga ya Uhuru Superstores na bwokwege namuna ekale aho watagete nigo kwayanyora bwikirano tutarire rero eribwenyorere abamanyi aboigo enekenga enyumba yao use asomanyete use chire chibiasara nchibwa tokorekana okuya na ayonsi nigo araikirane ekero utumikite chirangi cha Crown Paints eduke yiga ya Uhuru Superstores yego toka se enyumba ya Uhuru Complex imeyumucho yigo musongo eyuerangene duka ya Safaricom mwigo ngotuka bari ase nyumba ya JM Towers eyuere angene bengi ya Credit Bank asamange bakere simgwetera seti namba chabo 0111161500 Uhuru Superstores, the people's choice, guaranteed lowest prices. Karibu nyumbani. Gusii bono na bukwegokia aso gusonja TV ya wanjete ya Getembe Television Network wetera Zuku Satellite Channel number 038 egoki nimiruli ao ya Getembe Television Network ayene amatiao kuri miensi ya Kenya, ili ya Tanzania, Uganda, Malawi, wikanonya Zambia. Egulire edekoda ya Zuku chinga kichiga chemereka je Christmas ama no guchingira ku mwaka muya iliwego kinemiruli yitu ao inyoranga nigo okonyora channel ya Getembe wetera ase Zuku Satellite Channel number 038 Getembe Television Network ekeunga kia Gusii. Subscribe ase channel ya Getembe TV rero ili wimanyibu na mangana watika kira chingake ase channel ya YouTube ya Getembe TV nigo toko kora live streaming ya mangana maya chi video ne bipindi bya Getembe ao ngakiende yonse inyoranga ngwetera ase official channel ya Getembe TV. Subscribe, comment ase chi video chito boigo share na basani amune amate ejo baigokie bemanye na wesemia tobase kweba turn on a notification bell yani ekengere ejo onyari koboko yanyora chingaki abikiri ase omtandao Getembe Television Network ekenakyo ekeunga kia Gusii.
Obaigwa Kali Center neduka egokoneria ebitamba byokorosia echisovaset ebirogo byechisovaset bagomba bwate chikapet chisanduki cy'abana bagucira eskuru na boigo echo kubekera chianga nigo babwate emeito yebirengo ao kurwa eri abana bagucira eskuru amarangeti ebitamba byokwara na kurarira babwate chichiko chiviber cyokoroseria ebirogo na boigo chips cyokorosia chipillowcase echo okorarira.
Gagi omwana oyo boy tikanda ngo chibesa ntabwate muko lakini naikire taraja seito nanyorire mwapo ichi wakali hai bone chibesa kwenda mpulingi go pulingi emeito ya bana bakuchere sukuru emeito yo konyora bana chisare kwara zangu ra duniani kaki oroje baka nabwate baka ebintombire bakoro kwa chiferi beti chikorozi ebirogo biechikali hai kaki apa kusiba sipinga imore kaki imore hai inchu kaki mwezi tabatari ninchu koja moye binto kuruga mwapo ichi wakali hili omuganga jemisi onkoroko kaki
mbabwate chitandarua chokorosia ebirugo biechikali na boigo ebirugo bya leather gusechi sofa set cha leather gwetania bo nigo kubanyora babwate chi velvet echo oranyare koroseria ebirugo byao gusekende gyonsi origeti korosia nebintu nebyo mbabwate cha ase ebirengo ao manyiga nonyane chitandarua chokorosia chihema mbabwate kaibagotoka nigo bagotoka ange ne hotel ya Kisii Hotel katikati yo musikiti odaraja mbili na Oru Superstores barabari na Kisii Hotel gutaka kumanya bange na kugura kende gyonsi bakere ase enamba 0720688220 Obaigwa Kali Center inkyukanyete utaragura ebintu bya okuruoro
njempo Obaigwa Kali Store na bariga ni mwesto kole biashara sobwamo ingotoka opposite Kisii Hotel na bariga ni mwesto
gagi genda mwapoi gagi nyasaye baba Obaigwa Kali gagi egotoka alinsari taraja mbili gagi ligere libudango kuanete omusio mubihili gagi nariri gori kwa sarense ebintu nago lire gagi Obaigwa Kali hai hili gagi hili hai ngogongonya musio mubihili kuri tibintu munimamba
nigo bakwigora amatukonsi kuri nderi tukuri sabato tibari kwigora
ine kwabeire gukorera asenga kintambe guse nigo kwarwarire na gusalia indibo enyinge aha buno tukwa omoyo inyagitari ya Walfit Health Centers nero lichibuliao nyuranga nonyorobu wenia bwa maruire amange abuna amaruire yisukari amaruire yenda amaruire yomogongo na yande amange.
We call your prostate. No borwere bwa sumbuira bagakenga abagaka sana bwe sukari, what you call the genesis of diabetes. Ngaki borwere bwe sukari bo somo bero goime hypertension no borwere kera manyinga kogenda ibure somo bero. Walfit itosomete chinchereza tojokorwa lya marwaire enchede ntangani itosomete ngendo nga conventional medicine, yani unyagitari obwa kawaida. Itosomete ngendo nga nutritional medicine. Nutritional medicine na marioga alyakurwese endagera ya ito ya kawaida. Kwa mfano we have ntubiko amino acids, ntubwate fatty acids, ntubwate vitamins na kadhalika. Bigo tumeka esokorwa lya marwaire. Nchirende yagata tosomerete neka tugutumia international herbal medicine. Tugutumia marioga akurwese mete twarwa lya marwaire. Igao muchito bosongo monene ntubwate clinic yeito ase nyumba ya Uhuru Plaza noerega iga marikiti guys wako ninyama kwali na iguru wacho wake goroba ya gatatu room 307A. Ntubwate branch mu Eldoret ase nyumba ya Kogo Plaza first floor room 2.
Walfit Health Centers umusani ogo asamarwaire minyoka.
Ekariye kiri kendi agotekwa buna chi kendi chinde uboita bogo tigiri radio nubwansu bukoigwa iwe buna naure mese malonga yumba na mashabik numero video okoletwa simule nere polycap ukara uchakira chinsa isaro nibire chumubaso wika chinsa ikomigoro kila lituko liye sabato ime ya 102.7 Getembe FM ekeneke onka kiama mugusie. Noganye kukolerwa live streaming ase chipejo cha social media cha Getembe nubwate misangirikano ya gisiasha amatanga chinyangi chibirthday misangirikano yechi kanisa baby shower anniversary tuko kwa kuyo mino imijiga au bunabono housewarming parties engagement parties igatie vinde bono Getembe Television Network nero ego iga Yakisi migutirashi namba 0741499726.
Asegeka k'emyaka 49 ebenki ya Kenya pamoja sako yabere n'omugusi negukinya omugusi ase eningo yae yabere gekorwa obukorere ase chinsemo buno savings loans obosemi bwo gutumika chibesam na diaspora savings ase bali chinse chimaiko ase wa Kenya pamoja sako yabere ogosira okonene ase abalemi ebyumbe chiskuru sako chikampani ao abarikire abaritayire gusibali ensemo ya pension boigo abonchereria ibotani na Wakenya pamoja sako iyonyore obukureri ubuya asechinse muna obosemiguru y'ubutumiki bw'ikibesa chilon muna development loans, school fees loans, emergency loans, ebyumbe, business loans, salaried loans, na boigochi advance loans. Boigon korantura muri kibesa ase uri kose mobile payments. Kabe oyomo Wakenya pamoja sako iliyobwego kerie ayo onsi na yande amange amaya. Asamange batarechi abisichabo chire asungu chubusungu kahawa house raja moja asipara ya Kisii Sotik. Siba kiresi miasi namba 0746-668-190. Kuse ototare website yetu www.kenyapamojasako.com.
Njama lieta ngoro kwa Isako Mwenga, CEO wa Kenya Pamoja Sako. Sako ya Wakenya Pamoja ni sako ya kushughulikira members baye na chigurupu chiria chigokora savings wonko bakira bia isoko chara Wakenya Pamoja Sako kune financial institution yao tobwate chibranchi chito ikomenanya chire within Gusii ona into toro konyo mugusi soko gendereria ese ebiasara byabo ase sako na gosebwa ase sake ese bali batara join please njubwango mo join tukini esako yeito na Gusii yeito esa magendo Wakenya Pamoja, you our concern.
Abasai Viki Arikia Makiaya Vono Link Up Show Nikuja kulijwe mbao kigima Kira litukuli Jumatatu weke Ijumaa Kuchakira chinse sana lebere chama baso Wika chinse kumigoro Umrena nera Wizard Crown Vakubwatrana na DJ Topsha on the ones and twos. Ilwa kongolele emeziki Vakwa showbiz trending issues Namanginande Yekielekea Makiaya Link Up Show Link Up na sisi Kurwa sasema wika ikomigro Wiza Crown na DJ Topsha Imehi ya Getembe FM 102.7. Superstores Nero eduka asorgo ngurigarua South Nyanza ya nchiri amone company ya mabati Rolling Mills yuko ya buatuka uchiase abaonia aiga ntobwate showroom asura achabwirigirie amabati anda onsialia utagete showroom yeto nigo enkale yuirengia na boigo ekogokiriso yao chingaki ogoswasa yiga kurigiriria amabati aiga ntobwate team Tembo abo bagokolemiremo ase showroom yiga babwate chingoro chingia chugo kwarigania na boigo cho tebereria kende gensi uraganie bagotebereria company ya mabati Rolling Mills niko babwate amabati chingenjo ao ayuare ye chikala ao na boigo ayuiga bwate chi profile net gauges ao unamono babwate normal corrugated na boigo box corrugated asbigo babwate Dumrang ayuare aye chigage emerungetato asama mabati aliaye chigage emerungibire na isaro na isato mbabwate tile profiles alia au oriental elegantal versatile gross na boigo na versatile mat MRM niko babwate lifestyle ayuago chana Roman Jinko na boigo web design babwate yigani kabwate chikala bunabone lia chako gray brick red tile red maroon sky blue na boigo na green obutambe bwe mabwate yiga nigo bokorengana amo nukugania gwe customer mbabwate bintu bindi boigo ebyo ochikunyara kabo gutumika chinga gicho gwakeranya amabati yega ase nyumba yao tutari rero ase Ouru MRM showroom onyare kabo gukwerera amabati yu akomenya segeka ayo uchane warrant na boigo ayo urakoberwa ikasure asubwango edukejega ya Ouru Superstores yego toka se nyumba ya Ouru Complex imeyumu chuligo busongo iyo irangene duka ya Safaricom boigo ngotuka bari ase nyumba ya JM Towers iyo ire angene bengi ya Credit Bank asamange bakere simgwetera ase namba chabo 0111161500 Ouru Superstores, the people's choice, guaranteed lowest prices. Karibu nyumbani.
Salvakia ni nyagitari ya kerero asumu chubusungu ensema ya mwembe mbarbare nigekomu SDA asepare kurobusungu guche Kilgoris nigekurwa obugwenia asenchira ya kerero asugutumia chimashin chekerero abwasi bwata banyagitari bubwate obumanyi bwigoromono mbabwate inpatient usichi ward na boigo outpatient abasaba roire bakubwenigwa na koira na gochiankam mbabwate maternity ya kerero yubwate chimashin chekerero laboratory yekerero gose ase okorengwa kwibirengo bigoro ekerengo kyobo chinu nigo kirigoro asinya gitari ekobwanya gitari ndionsi asorgongoro iga boigombo bwate ensemo yokomana gose modern theater ensemo yukulingoria nobuwenia bwa maiso gose optical department abwase bwate boigo eduka yibirore ase ebigori byonsi etani abu mbobwate boigo ensemo ya maino kose dental section yebwate chimoshen ichekerero yobwate boigo pharmacy kose duka ya mariogo yebwate amma riogo onsipi aliuraganirigwe goetania onsi liguriryabo nelyansepi ngwanchira bale umurobelio osha osibali bwate umurobelio osha naboigo nkurike bale umurobelio osha otarigwakanira kinde gyonsi asamange bakire simya se namba 0799747414 Salvakia Hospital afeyao nomogoko ito inchuo bono
Etwani yabugire ayo mwaro karugetanda Etwani yabugire ayo mwaro karugetanda bana mbale njara ayo mwaro karugetanda bana mbale njara uzito somya bamura baje kuya mandege uzito somya bamura baje kuya mandege
Gerera karibu sana asinsemo ichi gazeti ritukeriga ya Jumatatu ichi tariki isano na ibere mutinyoiga ugatano ona kabere naiga ase emeza ose ase ichinga kichiga chabono wambi nigo turachi gusanganere abuga Eric eri tunyare kwerera egati yari agenderete na aboigo narari amurikire ase ichi gazeti abuga wakire
ya good morning konga good morning sabasaba day
nataka ngotevinga umenyete Kenya na bukuvuka onyore ritukeriga abantu bachakire demanding aribe holiday na lirorio.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand but rende ngakia leo akina James Orenga basi kuvuka kurocha vesti aba bana cha vesti bono mambi they have to tell us like ingi baga celebrate sabasaba day because akina the late Martin Shikuku and James Orenga were the founders of Sabasaba. Yes. They were fighting for good governance, democracy and even literacy kuirusia se ense ya Kenya. So since now Governor Orengo is in power as a governor here, he'll perhaps tell us inga erengi akore different in Siaya County ku mark or celebrate the Sabasaba Day.
Yes. Yes. Kero kena umonto timitinga use ekero kuligira ya history amangana ya Sabasaba no ya bwati tamono.
Now, then the idea of Sabasaba came up with the idea that it happened on 7th of July, 1990. It's now 35 years later. That time, these young politicians came together to fight the regime. That they wanted better leadership, or to the governance and the democracy in the country.
Yes.
In one or the other, I achieved some few things at that time, because you remember there were changes at that time in terms of leadership. And during that time, we had opposition. Yarenge strong, who fight for the rights share, get the minority, but we are present.
Yes.
So in one or the other, they achieved what they intended to achieve. Yes.
Anyway, karibu sana kira tugire ine weekend ya wate amangana mange etimete ometerero Stacy taraya wagerero Stacy tanyari tikoreta omurobero bw'ikigo sorry esiri tukirigare ya Jumatatu torochenga abasubati babere mbare banyarate kuminyoka kigima bakanyara ko bekerie tari ya Kenya na indebosio na tumete ose gabo no bwate kioranyare gukwanera asiama minyoko ye marathon.
Actually, as a country, we could be having those nice moments. They are good feelings moments that faith keep going and debate. They keep on our country. Kenya is in a sporting world, also as athletics. As much as they're not doing good in football or in soccer, Kenya is doing well in athletics and even in rugby.
Yes.
And even in basket, in netball. Volleyball, they are doing well. So Kenya did more in terms of sporting, but in the faith kept going and debate. By the time they holding the country together through sports.
Especially chingaki chama befuneti.
But as a country, we have to celebrate today. We would have said that Sabasaba yarero to make the in a span of 1 month again, faith came back to mark another world record in 1500 meters. The best has done it in 5,000 meters. So then the United country at a time of a crisis. Yes.
Karibu sana. Omono bwege Swahili kuchingiro lituko oliegoro. Mete litukirigari kuchingira ige Swahili. Ekero tokurigirira chinse kati chinse chikutumika ige Swahili mono chikutoka East Africa, especially nse ya Tanzania na bwege nse ya Kenya. Lakini ntingagire tinga abantu bonse mbawate awareness mbanya alitukumakiri tukiriga igoro gusekuri chingira.
Well, when I see the event here, I think they have tried to publicize the event. The world is marking the actual day. I think there's a 4th year. Yeah, I recently speeches yesterday from the conference. From last year, from 2021. The UNESCO conference here, the world marks Swahili Day. But from the way you have said in Swahili common in East Africa, I think it's beyond East Africa.
Yes.
Mark this day. Actually, today they are marking it at Kisii University. The country is marking it from Kisii University. Even in Germany, there are people from East Africa who also mix Swahili. Actually, there are a number of even in Arabic countries, just mix Swahili. Congo Bonaiga, we have been saying Tanzania is the best in Swahili language. But in Congo, even the people you see in the streets, Kisii in Congo, they speak French Swahili. So it's a way you can encourage. Okay, what they are saying is that Kiswahili, depending on the setup. Setup, if you studio my Kiswahili could be different.
Yeah.
The Kiswahili could be different.
Kiswahili skuru,
street ingero, cost ingero. So it depends on the setup. Not that thing Kiswahili ingero yeah, they are trying to use the Kiswahili as a form of communication and even set standards like how do you interrelate different communities using Swahili language. Yes.
Umwanjo muregere yagwase ori tukuri gucengera umuntu bwege Swahili umugano yo aniko turayanyora asembyo ase umuyigo yo onyarate ukorekana ase university ya Kisii ekero ukurawa no yore vice chancellor of university yo Professor Nathan Ogechi orobotiro na asembyo.
chingaki ensingima yalinge gochingira lituko lige Swahili elio ligo chingirwa kiru mwaka chitariki sane muchimotinyo gatana kabere lituko lero yechigosori egekoro nabana nigo yara omoyigo bweli tukeli uyo okoleka University ya Kisii ekoragwa na Profesa Nathan Ogechi.
Katika sherehe hii ya leo tumekuja kusherehekea mwaka huu ni Kiswahili na lugha za asili kwa ajili ya mshikamano wa kitaifa. Na katika kufanya hivyo tuna wadau ambao wametoka katika nchi tofauti. Manake kuna Wakenya hapa, kuna wawakilishi kutoka Uganda na vile vile kuna wawakilishi kutoka taasisi mbalimbali za elimu na za kijamii.
Ukwana chinga kicho nigo bakwanira ukugania ukubwatiriria elugiga y'Igiswahili na kwetumika chinsemo chonsi elio kuyikinia.
Kiswahili ambacho kinatumika nchini Kenya ni Kiswahili sanifu katika mazingira rasmi, na kwamba kuna mwingiliano wa lugha nyingine katika Kiswahili si jambo ambalo ni la kipekee kwa Kiswahili. Lugha zote ulimwenguni zinapokuwa katika mtagusano kunatokea mambo mengine ya kimwingiliano. Kwa hivyo Kiswahili kinachozungumzwa katika mazingira rasmi ni sanifu. Kile ambacho kinazungumzwa katika mazingira mengine ambayo sio rasmi kinaweza kuwa na mchanganyiko ama ubadilishaji msimbo wa hapa na pale. Na hiyo haimaanishi kwamba hicho Kiswahili kimekufa. Ni kwamba Kiswahili kinaendelea kukua.
Bateba gwetera hasi bikare biga nemega yokugecengera amange agendere gonchurulia hasi balia bagogetumeka na baborigwa gotiga gosoka na muno chingaki batakimanyiti buya.
Kila mtu katika nchi yetu ako na haki ya kuzungumza Kiswahili na tunahitaji kukikuza katika kila sehemu ya nchi. Na pia tumekuwa tukishirikiana na vyuo vikuu. Pia kuna wakati tulifanya kongamano na chuo kikuu cha Nairobi na wanatuhusisha sana vyuo vikuu. Hata tumehusi wakati tulikuwa tunaongelelea lugha pia. Kuna wakati tumeenda katika chuo kikuu cha Kenyatta, tulikuwa tumeitwa na idara ya Kiswahili kuongelelea juu ya lugha.
Mwaka huu tunasema Kiswahili na lugha nyingine za asili katika mshikamano wa kitaifa, kwamba tunasherekea utofauti wetu katika umoja wetu, kwamba tunatumia Kiswahili kama kaka mkubwa anayeshikilia mkono hawa wadogo katika pia kuwakuza, kwa sababu hizi lugha za asili pia zimeingia katika mtaala. Kwa hivyo tunasema kwamba Kiswahili kwa sababu kimepiga hatua pia kinatumiwa katika kusaidia lugha ambazo pia zinakuwa.
Mkurubadhiri gathaseni kia Getembe elitrene ngurukua Daniel Untiri.
Wate wangege Kiswahili geskuru ngeweka ine ekia unawono ikitora kwa mna maiga kirotore ase studio ikia abantu wako soka igari street kwanyora abago kwana.
The argument ya abantu abaneringa at the basic education level and also make Swahili with another language, but it insists that at least in East Africa or particularly in Kenya abantu understand what Kiswahili is. But the idea they accommodate ulio kwa Kiswahili kebe ulio kwa Kiswahili kia. Wataka njia wao kwa na gari the Kiswahili telling it the same, but then is to expose the language that kila mtu anataka kwenye understand every is a form of communication among as those who are growing in the basic education system also in different setups cha communication. Yes.
Iga abantu Kiswahili kiao kebencherende yonsi kerogotema onyeko kwendete ko embrace umuntu gwe Kiswahili igonga ngeitabire ometora pokonyora ukwenyora ase bunabona abantu okura coast bojo tema gukwana abakuriye bamanya bateba ko bagoteba nga uyu ametoka bara ono wazinyu.
Actually they don't castigate the kind of language umuntu okwana, only that they understand. Ngayokoro. It's a way of reflecting ngayokoro.
Yes.
It's like it's more of a go appreciate indigenous languages. Watu wangaye kigusiyo kwana aya ne koyo kwana aya ne kurio kwana ose camp all those things. Remember Africa with the whole continent with almost 1.something billion people, about 2,500 indigenous languages. And in all those languages, there's no language that appreciated in the UNESCO or the United Nations as an indigenous language. That Africa, the whole of Africa, the word indigenous language is represented in the United Nations. Rather than it's the official language in Africa, which is identified as an indigenous language. But now the tricky thing is, as much as the African countries are omitting this aspect, you go to an indigenous language, you realize like foreign countries, including those the countries that are developing, they're having the indigenous language in Africa. Like now, the Chinese language, the German language, because even in Kenya, the French, in African countries, as part of the syllabus by the.
Lakini iteyo ekoro Africa.
Yeah, I was on other countries. Once you go to, let me use an example of German. Once you go to German, you'll find them on that or mixed Swahili. I can create sponsored as a language. Teachers are saying to maybe will appreciate it as an indigenous language from Africa, but they also somebody wants to understand that language as part of their communication. Maybe there's a Greek of individuals in that country who want to be using the Swahili language. I can get it recognized as a language in those countries.
Egesongo kibekire yakoba compulsory as erogongoro garo Africa. Alafu I think na nichi language ichigenda teko kina buna amatuka kogenda, especially karo tukuriga mangana technology. Okonyoranga maleta na ara konyagocha buna new technology konyagoswa. Buna bono kwanyora mangana buna utogozi ego chiatumika mono. Buna recently to avere tokotwara mangana mwana blogo umete Kiswahili ikenga ukara konyora mostly amalita na roro konyora ara segesongo ukote mekoligie Kiswahili kya etikeri kutoka lakini Abaswahili mbatokonyete.
The only thing I know ntayo kivega Kiswahili they say the language is not static, like it's a day in day out you learn something new as a in form of languages. Now neke usi by day neke montoko kina you go to a different setup asaba kapa korweka lanzite kwa learn some 1 or 2 3 different wordings.
Amalita bunogo cherero umetonya abductions ichitacha gukorekana sama tukabwangoiga abangi betuntwara kumanga ogo cherero nako ko abducted.
Yes, but in terms of language there's something Professor Gochi was saying yesterday that he was using some words cheke usi kya tebanga abuga na achite abuga na achache abuga na ache. You know the words chiko confuse abantu lakini then it's keroko and some setup you never know into the youth. You learn like you're using one word to mean different things.
Yes.
But the pronunciation when you're in almost the same way. But someone tomokoro or for some time above 60 years. That's why they see as a language in school. They'll tell you like the same spelling still could be having different even 2 to 3 meanings. But into this tender age we pronounce them the same way. That's all true. That's what they are trying to fight, that let us have these indigenous languages. Some at the best level. I think we are the last group because our market could see. Then it can move to
lower primary.
Lower primary. They can move to Kikwetu. But something I thought was a group. I lower primary. We had to see as a subject in school. But the one thing was something Kikwetu must something I don't understand.
Sister book check you see.
Yeah, with mushrooming academies and private schools, they are not able to because make it see as a subject in schools. But something called Kikwetu to do something else. I don't know. But I have to confirm.
Yes. Na togo tiga na yo mono obwe Kiswahili kusitogo tiga koligereria mangana ya languages ni goroche ase gazeti ya The Standard yeri tukoria rero egote banga don't kill our sons erio nario olingana linene disorder in a clear case of increasing lawlessness and the role by goons, mothers meeting to call for restraint from police during today's protests were visited by a gang of club-wielding thugs who broke into the compound of the Kenya Human Rights Commission. They violently scuttled the event, citing orders from above. Not intimidated, the mothers regrouped and proceeded to Muthangari police station, and from outside the gates delivered their message, "Don't kill our children during Sabasaba." Epeji yakane ya gatano na rimwe wiki ya gatano na kabiri nigo egote bono abang'ina nigo becokirie nabo igo kohenekia buna banyarire kuburia gutuma ukuburia gusebirero byabo guchase serikali ebyombe byoporendi abo bisa uburendi aigasi nsi ya Kenya ekira bako batebia tiga gwaka bana baito amasasi timentinga kirokende message yeiga nigo egendete abaiga bakwa ujumbe yeiga abuga omete kira watebia serikali nga don't kill our sons wase wate yabanya nyimbo nga kamuranzi tiga gwaka bana baito amasasi timentinga
I think was it from Embu? County Command and the County Commissioner from Embu, I think.
Yes.
They held a public meeting. Wakaweka public address system kukwanda wananchi wa Embu. Kwa tevinga there. I think mo county commander atadenga there, mo county commissioner, county commander yes, atadenga there 4 ways. Utaki kutumia bunduki. When an individual akosa property, you mwananchi onde okani ubangire koyu namusaka kutumia bunduki. When an officer or in uniform abwate bunduki and is in danger kutumia bunduki. Wase when another officer in danger then there's another officer komu ule maga yaye usore motu yaye kubundu ngo musikara nari in danger kutumia bunduki. So akabatenge budisa is very permanent very tamtam. Ngokubutumira kirota kirenga the government allows that. But there are warning in terms of era getting awagurisa sia yoku mara bakomere eraliye loyemo emo put it in court. Okay, it wasn't a threat, but that's the reality when it comes to chaotic demonstrations and protests in this country. You know, might never happen. Yeah. But you see now, I like the idea that standard year to away from the evidence for the last 1 week, sharing a move who support the protests and demonstrations. But today it's like they're talking, the parents are now speaking. Don't hurt our kids.
Actually nga aba ibori abaiga nigo banyarete gusagano abana bangina baringe n'abantu ba bukwegerera obone bwamwanya abantu nabo nabaralia bakanyara gusagano n'ababegu ati gotebonga kills as goons attack mothers rising up against police brutality epeji ya kane na begotebonga abaiga niko barenga sumusangirrekano bukorigereria enchira obone bwa bakenya burabe bugwikirani wakorende na ndenga nonyina stechinga kiecho nigo banyarete ko bagusagano na goons.
But you see now the idea ya goons it springs out because it's a siasa ya Kenya. Taringa yo chasa njinga muntu na mataka uza nini. We have seen the rich, even the average rich kikwende youths in this country power engage in demonstrations, not even demonstration, power engage in wounds like I work aniru kendo nyarebe na I work and kendo nyarebe. At the end of the day I think in one way or the other those in the government at the moment they are quiet. Barasok ama kucha wate benga na wate wounds state. There's a clique of politicians who are enjoying it, but one it's their time to have wounds. But you see, Matildah idea, you cannot have like youths set up ya usi. Yes. Youths were bugrango, waje Kisii town on their own. Yes. Because as the people, yes. Now the banga haya. Ndo wati moshara, ndo wati ni come down. But you want to spend across to 1,000 or che go demonstrate to Kisii town, then mawaboko na ndoga ndeka. In most cases, Karagara Bago demonstrate in the evening, they walk home. They walk back to their homesteads. But then I want to call us to achieve. Yes, if it was an idea that these civil society groups, they must be having a budget. That's one. Two, if it was politicians, they could be having a budget for the same. But I wish that like the Sabasaba thing that was happening from 1990s, came from Tori, like Montowa saw in the street, for 3 hours, I could have communicated. I go back home. Yes. But now what is happening in this country? You saw yesterday in the evening, I saw some photos in some media from some media houses. Kisii town. Actually, we have permanent for today. But they have permanently. But they have and it's something that's getting out of hand. In the coming days, let's open up a resolution as a country to stop these violent demonstrations. See the peaceful demonstrations, kila mmoja anaenda demonstrate mwako la 1 or 2 things. We have different parts of the country where chipara chikorosu. And you know kwa sambire para ene oil bwata oil ngo sambire. Once was sambire para is a liquid of bottle lego chaga in the next 1 to 3 months kambra ture nyinge bottle ya choro. Kango ko repair these roads. If you want to demonstrate to go placards to go team is chebandera ya Kenya. You do a write-up, when you present the write-up, same write-up to the government, you go back home and sleep. At least the government will sense like, organized, let's talk to them. But now you find youths in Kisii who demonstrate, pass like a captain on about, pass and baby. You'll ban until when. I'm going to go pick him from that crowd, then go. I remember what happened last week. All the way from Drachamol. The guys looked so organized, but you could tell and you could even tell their past history like but it's something else.
Yes. As a page yagatano goteberenga free emergency services as private hospitals prepare for anniversary. Chinyagitari chia abanyene ndo cha sensi ya Kenya bono niko chiko chikoenekia gose niko no balirira yogo cha koenekia bona mbachukana na obukoreri go cha sebonsi bali baranyore amako kurwa ase kurubekana kuli tukoli alero na ase muyende abajumbe niko ndo che bakuboria una ekero litukerigaria sabasaba ligo chengero linyale obotorero bunyale konekiwa ase chinsemo chionsi mensi ya Kenya kurene abuga aiga se chinyagitari narona nande kiombe kya KMPDU na boigo kirikia na access aiga sinsi ya Kenya bakandirenga asa matuko gochakero kurubikana buno kweli tukori alero mbali guchukana na services gochase bali abakonyora chingoma litukorio kurubikana ngekiagera abanyagitari aba Teresa babere bagutigara n'echingoma chinga kicho kurobekana abange bakirwa amasasi.
And in this country
nande serikali teri konyara ko wao boreni.
This country need to be realistic. Some of the ideas to propose. You know that statement, the private facilities called free medical attention to it's kind of a response to the government. Government has some private facilities last week. Across the country, almost 1,000 plus.
Yes.
But now, do you know the cost of medical attention in this country? The cost of medical emergency as a country? Assuming one they are saying they will be giving free medical services. So when you come here, we private hospital what to go.
Yes.
Now, assuming you work as a crowd then you are taken to the private hospital, you need surgery. Now, after surgery, could they still come out with the patient the free surgery? They just speaking correspond as a recurring because almost 1,000. But you see now it's the irony in that story is that usually under the government as can be the but they not be treating patients for injuries from demonstrations because it's a warning that today will not be taken to a government facility and would be told the services at the government facility sometimes are efficient by day because of the people are working with the government. They have signed a contract with the government that you have to do this and this. And like in private facilities, now today the doctors who are working in government hospitals will be working from private facilities. And you see now it can be an idea that these private facilities are quantity. So the patients are going to private, making money. It's a danger.
Private hospital
for free.
Also,
they tell you talk about 1.5 million, but I can half a million. For them, free health care provided there. But then the day, assuming like you have had 50 patients going to that private facility, 45 they under SHA, they still bill you. So there's nothing like free. Yes. It's a free fund for going to service
na abuga tiba iteka soko iguririo girie kanisa asengana yiga asengana yokorobekana kweli tukorero amana saba tiba iteka soko igure barai ve kanisa bagukwanira ekiga totebe at the national level.
There's a story last week from the former Prime Minister Odinga. He castigated the church leadership by the
yes.
The town in Africa They pretend a lot about Chavanya Upana Korabali Kene Kimba Kora. They're also doing politics. So on Sabasaba, I didn't wishing the charge one. Let them speak after.
Umwancho murigana na Kurase County ya Nyamira ai kanisa ya St Ambrose Nyamira nigo wono umusasiroti omwanene omanyekanete buna Father Apollinaris Masese anyalte gukwana usosange kerengerere kyae igoro yo kurobekana okoko kagere gucakora kana ritukeriga ekero abakenya abange barigete gocengera ritukeriga ari asabasaba nero kero akubori abuna eni boti basagosariwa korengana no muliketo fatigade egisemba
Chingaki ritukuria mambia abasae bekiare ya Gen Z bakakageire gocha gosoka asepara asokorobekana okukumanyikaine buna sabasaba nigo umusasiroti omanene bweparisho mutagatifu Joseph Nyamira Father Abornerius Masese akwaneire engenjo enene yokorobekana na obaganiri abasae ritangani kuramanya hekerenga ekenene yokorobekana na tariwesokia epara bosaigo
Nje Father Apollinaris Masese tuwase parish ya St. Joseph Nyamira maandamano agotware ng'enjo ekare baria tobwata bokongo twayabekire tokogamba naenda asinyire maandamano agotebe ebinto ebirekebisho enjerengi ya yokorekebisha sekere yasinyire nari abantu bagotara twabalende baito buna abasikari emirimo yogotorenda ntomia lakini rende ase Kenya okorora tobwata obokongo togotumeka maandamano asogosari na baria bategereri baria bagotora kera maandamano abeire no gotebanga egasi yasinyire torigi bari basinyirwe egasi batenenigwe egere twanyora oboraisi bwokugendereria n'emerogeri ya kawaida
Kurase egati y'abakristo bekanisa y'umutagatifu Ambrose nigo bagikeirie enchera okorobekana gogwikiranirwa asense ya Kenya ayo akwirira nonyena makweri asebare na nigo babasemirie abasae abaiga koba abang'aini ebiroberia bakogenda ase okorobekana
samaleta ngo kuliliani wana mambisa basabeye nekabwata maandamano nari gusabanya sakoro gwanja abakuna abana bambagenda samanda manikiagera ngwanda bali bakora amaya lakini andi basalia ono kera baguchi basaliri baitiru bakuru
tanjeni abere naendelende na bali bagutangana abana baito bakubatangani bosi bakubafandi tafadhali sika abana babantu tangani abauli tangani igabasaye baitigere limono mutume
Justus Morara Mogondo chinse chinde kwandamana bale lakini akaba kwandamana abara ingotegerera bale wasangio yordinary mocho iga agustep aside akiri bono ga iga ndochenga nsi yaito ya Kenya ekere maandamano akoba na makweli akoba kati ya bali bakwandamana na serikali iyo enganga bono baticheta matomba tagetigotegerera eki maana ya maandamano ayo
chingaki echecho nigo bayiburirie serikali wesokia na kuria chinchera chogokora ukwemurungania kwa basae abaiga abwo asena barabwo basemiwe korinkoria omwana siasa buya ritangani bataramwakira ekura
ogosoka kwa basae na mangana batebetwe naende singenje batebetwe ataraikirana igo bagotema kwerigeria no bogima bwakongere ekinda batebinkeringa toteme koigora chinchira obura ibobe boribu bwasyoku okweresa ng'anki ekoeraria ataraikiraniwa aba yakonyara goikiraniwa aikiraniwe kerenga kiye chikurego chigoika mbuya basaye batware birengalio tomanye ari araye chikura yogoetera na ari yare ayamagendero togochikonyora egere tonyare kobeka abantase eratiri torororia obwata mang'ana manso lakini otanyare gokora torano uriora otatwara mang'ana manso nando otatware bese lakini obwata gokora
Getembe korwase kanisa eyeiga ya St Ambrose eyotoka imeye parish ya Nyamira ebunge ya West Mugirango njefatigad gisemba
Hapa sasa kila bakuru kana batware ikirenga timetinga wikira boniga ikirenga focus umetise kubekwa singencho kurubikana wakore kana buno mbako yoiga niko kore ukwengencho chingencho Sema magania ya yokurubikana ni gare tofauti.
Abantu nabakuana the leadership of the church ne kuana from now to next year December. Leadership ya country ne kuana nera kuana. I think the whole idea, whoever is sponsoring them and the way the government is saying, or whoever is going to the streets for Noiga, they have one idea. They have one agenda. That the current president, William Ruto, becomes a one-term president. Agenda is the
one term.
It's a one term. One nigga to na moka kola magandro whatever he wants to do. Na rozira mikere any part of this country. There's a clique of the youth in this country who believe that one term will work.
Do you know that bono kiavire gento getekebe baka lero no nye kanisa abantu bawote a one term. Kanisa bwana tiko siasa bwana tiko kwa kanisa baka kwa rocha barenge bachete kuminyoka au mochio Nairobi chinga kichire bakora akoro kuminyoka kore bakuminyoka se para mete karrekana ngana nde bakuminyoka bagoteranga one term bono kweburinga one term ka yarwera bakasama ngana sport
one time actually.
Yes.
The number of students for high school one we are from 2 to form 4 one the 3 sets of classes. These are the people what wakachukura. I think the form 3 and the form 4. Paka wakachukura next. They all sing one term. Anything that happens is one term. Anybody over leadership, if you have a term of 2 years, or say renew up another 2 years, or the 4, another for 4 years, they are singing for one term. Never got time again. The Romondo Makwange will tell you it's one term. The members of parliament who are serving for the first time, they are being told, this kind of leader will tell you one term. I think one of the leadership from Busi is feeling the heat, like he's now being told we'll be serving one term. After attend will be a Fungango Pingare, whoever is becoming the kingpin, Yomo Usi in Freddie Matiang. So he was told it will also become one term. So one term, you are very callers. The agenda, the youth Babuata initially, Yoko, like last year, June, it was about doing away with the finance bill last year, as financial year. This time, they were demonstrating against the killings, like extrajudicial killings, Chiakadunu, Nabasigadi in Kenya. So today, Sabasaba, they're also fighting for good governance and good and democracy spaces in this country. So that would be the agenda. But if you look at them, the agenda is different. It's one term. No matter the good thing you have done, no matter the bad thing you have done, it's one term. Yes.
But Buga asengane gaya ekirabantu bagusabiranga freedom gose democracy asinsi ya Kenya. Ekiroko ligire yaboniga tukagiretinga freedom yabire too much. Wikirabono abantu abakenya baike gusabusa na bagote yo murayi wense kendi yonse gusabagote yo murayi onde wense keri batagete. Ekera I think no nyobo sibole boganeiri obwa Kenya bono bwetereri. Dero ba Kenya na bagote na bakora kendi yonse. Aso possible bote yo na sense moye bango but
in the constitution 2010 created tigu at that time the country are kandenga yeka state egochiko kutola freedom of creation, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. At that time people were thinking like yes to leadership ya President Kibaki. So at least people have enjoyed that freedom. No, Kibaki was like let me see what they are doing, then I react. But now this freedom, you get to a point, you are not a group of people who would not think about freedom again. Because if you want to tell us that you have freedom for expression, even to picket, even to protest, why you go picket, why you go protest, then why can't you also keep the freedom you can even to the street, also what they do? Because now the freedom you are in the So you cannot tell people that you're enjoying your freedom by picketing and protesting, but you don't want to keep freedom you own. That's why they say where your freedom starts, there must be a limit. Because no you don't enjoy. What you are seeing, the police power shoot and protesters in the streets, it's about that they want to keep the law and order. It's not about because you have free, you know what the rights to protest, I don't know. You know what the freedom you are Jones. Yeah.
Page ya gatano na limo nganane yoyo kirawato Gen Z rekindles 1990s reforms spirit calls for good governance ingana anere yo kwanero ndoche o tobwate omoske ekote wanga keep off Kakamega politics. Barasa now wants Natembea tobwate omoske Didimase Barasa ni gobono agote yo moske George Natembea nyare utikana na siasa ye county ya Kakamega ayo okoya nyare page ya gatano na gazeti ya The Standard na page ya gatano na kabiri yegote wanga school in major towns closed in fear of protest. Chiskuru chinyinge igota risukuru jonsi tisiekire rituko ria rero chisukuru chinyingi ane mono chiri ase mechi menene imeze ya Kenya nigo chinyingi chabo chanyare gusiekwa erio koine kiabuna aborokia bonsi banyare gutwara oborende bwisene rituko rigakira abange babangete gukora ukurubikana na ensemo yende nkotebere igoro nkukwanderere igoro ya siasa ere ase ensemo yayo musikeriga Gachagua kravata organizing aid for families of 2 missing Gachagua party members. Timetinga abaiga bare members bare ababwatane ebe kiama kia Gachagua kiamikiga kia DCP bono obanyarte kubura chinkanchiroro wikira boniga chiganyerete abancho babo babere abo bataratuka banyarte kubekwa abiara wikira boniga mbamanyitinga nkaya abancho babo bale timetinga kero ora asese mu opposition timi party members timetingi bakorete paka barabu babolete wikira chinga kichiga.
How do you tell that somebody is a party member? Come legit missing. Because if you are my friend, kwa gossip somewhere. So do I get ring dabunga? Matildah ne friend ya buga. So because why missing is for friend ya buga. We can be friends, yes, but kwenda kwa somewhere kwa watu. I know whether there or koleki na kiao. But now these are political moments. Now what I give to somebody. You see, people don't wake up in the morning and kwa watu wasaigo. You must have played a role as a entokobuniwa osoko takere kwa watu. So they are saying those ones are being arrested never saniba opposition leaders. It's friend chia the former DP Gachagua, friend chia nani. But then as much as they are doing that, then showing a criminal chia the freedom ya justice. But the come on that what we court. Talk retain you for more than 24 hours. Utara court. Let them go to court. If there's an issue, Monday prosecuted. Family every relieved now. Yes, Monday to court. Tikapaka mbekina.
Lakini serikali nebo ateo umuntu gusaigo. Abuge boni ono chokorigigo na abanyanyimbo tote for instance. Obe kwega ali gosene Subaru.
Kwanta kubwatu.
Mo director wonde vinga egere Subaru ko chera. Creo que no Subaru tenange na so. Mete tagan sa yo korarengereri. Mkina posted.
But you see now, that's now where the conflict starts.
Yes. Wakuto ke wakwarte ginto ke turikorigigo posaigo.
I remember kero maybe God bless this all in physical, but you're trying about it too. We had a story like there were 4 others who were being looked after. Like the account that Yayata accused to attach to Albert Ojwang, Yarenko were operated with other 4 or 3 more other youths. Baba Kabuatu. Wakaru information back to a point that Albert Ojwang to Kabuatu. No going to quite bad die. Secretary Mukawano Mambi, it's from nowhere. Now, if they want to arrest a book, it means they want to get hold of someone or they link to a book. Now, they normally do it in a simple way that, assuming you are my spouse,
yes,
ko nje na agosire. The easiest way is to kumbuata nje na yawakuri. Because definitely at one point you have to communicate. You see me, I told you to change sim, but nje mbaka change sim. So if I make a call to you, they'll tell umonde sim meka koje namba ya mukai ne. It's an easy way of getting a arrest a criminal. Yeah, because a criminal can only come to us in a similar and so the people you're communicating with now work on the what. Telling on the ones you go to telling on if something happens, they'll start with that person, the nearest person I communicate with. So go what to come on the what for investigation. That's why they tell you now to what happened to 20. Then they go to court, they request for 14 days for investigations. So among these 14 days, they just want to check. They'll either arrest more people or among the 20,
yes.
State witness. So what the main thing is the final thing now you want to be prosecuted. You are being arrested for investigations. Now I think this gentleman from Kiambu, the IT expert and Cambrook, the way he's saying maybe new, you don't get a credit. But when I'm back at kanali kwanza cash bail, nali kwanza bond, mkwenda gani kubwatu, kina do code. Imbwate gendongo eruera ngolu kwango wango.
Wani gangu manyite whereabouts chai.
Oye jeme
ya. Nanya alete ku abduct yo manyana akevisa akahuruka naende.
The same day he appeared in court, the court issued orders bakatebanga ta prosecuted for a few days and ran back to his senses. The following day the DCI ika issue a order that this guy is a wanted person, quote unquote, is a person of interest as a serikali. Of course he knew. One time was social media channel. You know, Kasongo one time has become, it's common. The princess accepted it like.
Lakini kina bago trickle down konyora chi individual. Ekero gochirwa ebwe kango manyore na kim. Egentongire na akolete.
There are youths who have gone to extreme. They have gone beyond that limit yokuram. Waetani kuram. You know, the penal code of this country, when once you go to court, the penal code is a funny thing. No one arrested for anything. Do you know there's a maximum amount of words some of Foucault the number, the maximum number to go. Yes. Do you know that it's illegal for a police officer in uniform? Go to best. Kutwara cash. Yes. So the penal code is such a way that you got to try to stop some petty offenders go talk as a
Igo na boto tewanga Kenya ugo sibore to puate ni go bore too much because ekero kwana rabona bono kutwara cash erongo nyora bantu bakwati chivest nyingi sana especially abasare kutwara bare chivest nyingi sana.
But when I jikuru. You see, when you get them in your phone, maybe you've been transacting 2,000 per week maximum.
Serikali ni manyetenga ki uyo igere njia kago tema pi 10,000 dara to ara.
I want tema lero when you transact for maximum limit ngeke 499 or 399.
499.
499. Transact 499 wana iga. Then sasa hapo tuko na dakika 10 utaenda 499. Pa mambi. Utapata askari hapa nje.
Mambike waambie kwa
kama naski like biashara imchange. Actually even the banks the banks can work with the banking fraud unit. Kwanyara, like in a way, Monto has been transferred about the small business, a kiosk in town, about the M-Pesa ya maybe a profit of maybe 30,000 per month. But Kwanyara, the banking system here, I go bank close to 10 million per month. The bank, your private bank can instigate a case against you, but I'm going to go in the banking fraud unit, which banks are going to investigate. And you know, the funny thing about this country is that the government knows too much about us individuals. The citizens. They know even who's funding in some if it's being funded. If they go ahead. And I know the funny thing about this country is that it's not easy for you to have cash. You must have transacted. That's why about Getembe Television through a criminal case. Na we can get cash bail, so we will bond. For the reason why to cash bail, maybe 10 million. Let's talk account ya over 100 million. Talk no choose cash bail. You must get some money or what the chivers and your. Now this other person you as a friend will have to explain the source of this money. Yes. So it's a process. It's hard for you to have cash money in this country unless another way what you that's why they say most politicians in this country that's why once you see and even this some of these politicians they'll fight tooth and nail repulse because they know it's hard for them to transact through the bank corruption. They keep the money in the banks. The same way that you're asking about these criminal elements, maybe the government what them about trace, the government knows them very well. They have all those details. That's why you saw Kerala but your account here disappeared within seconds. Mean the to account again. So nobody knows give a positive idea what was the details here account. Yes.
Mbiyamana sana asepeje kumina kane nige goteba na omo waziri gose nigo ebwate kirengere ke omo waziri oboborendi boime omoske kipchumba Murkomen ekra ukwanra igoro oyabanya nyimbo na boigo ogotinya oborendi ase ense ya Kenya kurene na deli tukore igoro mwancho murire nigo ngubonyori abona omoske Murkomen nigo anyarte gotebe serikali nerigete kwanekia kugendera kwagacha na boigo gotinya obo amate egati ya Kenya na boigo abo bisa abo borendi oroboti oro asembe erinde tokendere korwabo.
Tunataka police stations za Kenya ikuwe ni police station ambayo inaunganisha wa Kenya na polisi. Watu waishi kama ndugu na dada kwa hiyo police station. Watembeleane. ikuwe na community policing kati ya OCS na ofisa wake, wakuwe na uhusiano nzuri na wananchi wa sehemu hiyo. Na nyinyi wananchi, mkiona hata askari pale ako na shida namna hii, anataka apelekewe ndizi ama apelekewe nini, mnatembeleana. Hiyo ndio uhusiano nzuri. Askari pia wakuwe na information nzuri na wananchi kwa mambo ya kazi ya kudumisha amani kwa taifa letu. Nimeambia askari wetu wakuwe wapole kama njiwa, wakuwe wapole na wazuri kwa wananchi. Lakini kama ni kupambana na majangili na wale ambao wanataka kuharibu mali ya umma na wale ambao wanataka kuua wananchi wengine ama kuua polisi, wawe wakali sana kuhakikisha wananchi wanadumishwa amani. Tunataka nchi yetu ikuwe ni nchi ya amani. Na waomba wale wote wanajaribu kusema maandamano Jumatatu ama siku yoyote ingine yenye napanga, kujeni kwa maandamano kwa njia ya amani. Mtu aseme mambo yake kwa njia ya amani, alafu nchi yetu iende ikasonga mbele. Ningependa kuhakikishia Wakenya kwamba nchi yetu na wizara yetu na serikali yetu iko na nia bora ya kuhakikisha ya kwamba wananchi wanadumu na kudumisha amani. Hatuna nia ya kudhuru mtu yoyote, hakuna nia ya kudhuru mtu yoyote. Nia yetu ni kuhakikisha nchi yetu imekaa kwa amani. Na nisiposimama imara na tusiposimama imara, hatutapata nchi ya kupatia watoto wetu na watoto wetu. Na kwa hivyo mimi na viongozi wote ambao katika idara hii tutasimama imara kidete kuhakikisha kwamba mwananchi analindwa, mwananchi mali yake inalindwa na nchi yetu idumu kwa amani.
Chamurigire ino mwaziri buborende bwaime Eric nugete una akoerera ekira ukwananga serikali wikete ni nabukongo nse moyo borende bakabate ni nabukongo eri ko eneke buna kero mu Kenya na safe security ni raro.
I think Murkomen is still living in that I don't know how to call it, but then at this age that I understand maybe that I understand the likelihood of this country going to erupt into chaos. But I've seen so many people talking to him. They are resigning, they are changing his way of leadership. But Kenyans are not fighting police officers. Policemen are not, and women are not fighting Kenyans. It's circumstances you go for. Yes. But at one point, one day, it will come to, I don't know, at this stage, Kenya police end on a go slow. I don't know the kind of chaos structure in this country, even for 1 hour yoke. You see, people are castigating the kind of brutality, the kind of force that are to me. Sometimes it will be. Something funny will happen. Actually, it happened in Kisii last week. But it happened in Kisii last week. June, 25th June. In one of the other was from the police station. And we saw the chaos in Kisii town. Paka Kisii, people were like, Kisii now is number one as a demonstration in the country. But now you are ranking Kisii town, number one as a chaos. Not even to demonstrate in chaos. Because they are demonstrations, what Murkomen is trying to say that our Kenya, they are turning against the Wasigari. But you see now, the number of people were killed last week, 9 of them. And the circumstances under which by it. Sometimes what I'm thinking about Wasigari just for me some force. Needing a key. People are calling for police officers to me rubber bullets or query kills it. But it could be rubber bullets in G.
Anyway, umontage ndego samba abuna bono the Central Police Station area wakeke everything mobeke wasene petrol chake koi mumanya wasakana basigari.
I don't know if you have seen muntu wakiri rubber bullet yomoto. Timezo kwa kwa muntu wakiri rubber bullet biebi. Ose wakiri nane chimba kuga ile rubber bullet. You know you might have injury get the rest of your life. Injury get mesa. But you see now abasigari amba ko police station. Net live ammunitions. Na bana rubber bullets. You see, it even could be a number of rubber bullets. Again, because but in the sense, rubber bullet the extreme, but could be extreme by the. But if you are protesting, why you go there, most of what they will look, Ati nega wale mtu wa liga nakonya como chizana nini. It's like you have been saying, it's like a commute. Tali basikali once bale thinking ya very same. Even the normal setup ya mwanya bantu. IQ is different amongst. Kama mnapata IQ levels chai. So like almost gali what IQ same. You saw the shooting in the streets ya Nairobi almost gali agetum the mask jua the con mask ok. You see, another police officer could have arrested that person. But you are a pick kumwaka risasi. But there's an interesting thing in our senior council John Nyamira, Dr. John Nyamira alikirega amino. Agatebanga Sabasaba was relevant that time to give pressure the then regime ya President Moi to change the kind of leadership wa kwa administration abwate. So he's calling on the youth of this country this time around. I think it's the issue some few minutes ago. Agatebanga let us stop destroying property. Tuko salie vinto. You stop losing life. Agatebanga intuteka abanyana za Kenya ntuteko Rwanda. Usaba seba de Rwanda abantu. But it's also giving a right agatebanga they need to sustain peaceful negotiations. Serapatanga bantu ba serikali ne manya bantu na ba Kenya bakaransi bagambe. But it's giving a warning that whatever is happening in this country is likely to erupt. It's a volcano. It is somewhere kwamete. You can erupt, and you see, you can tell what happens. Sekere volcano will erupt. So it's a council from Umonto Lenge in Sabasaba. Juna Miwa was in the Sabasaba thing. So to a point that you're talking about Tevanga, because this country is likely to erupt in time from now. It's not Sabasaba.
Ase ekirengereria kyo ndoche buno yoga asurambaya Rosafi agotewana kora Nairobi mukuru kwa Ruben no arimi yo murubirio ndoche ni gagotebanga nigare no murugyoe no mwanoe korende Abraham Kimeito ni gagoteba at Mau Narok agoteba following you live. One term is not the option. Kagrete aregotebanga teriero is the right option as a chingakichiga. I've not seen any single kilometer of a road done within my county. No new hospital, no new projects, but tax was doubled.
County Kiakor.
Timaiti nigataga gotongoro at Mau Narok, I think ne county ya Narok akweruka Abraham Kimeito. Ekiragoteba one term tari option timaitinga ni centaranyora ujumbe yaye nigagotebanga ekira kurire nonye echipara para ti yakorirwa monchoririo na boigo kekira ago kwanira chinya gitari njira nyara kuba chikorigirirwa lakini ngebangwero nigegendete comment kana they did not allow us to do public participation as a chingaki chogokora impeachment ya omosikere gati gashagwa agotebanga bono ase obochorio bonene pole bosio nario turachigokora ama onchoreria asogwaka chikura agotebanga we should be peaceful as we wait for the elections. Meanwhile, bataraika amatuko yobochoria taraika umwaka 2027 boni gendo babwate onye ko korogorobekana kobe okomorembere
ni message monto amo ligeto sne
mundo yo mo ligete na waligete
no feel you can feel the anxiety among Kenyans.
Yes, egende getangania gukwanera agotaba one term timaiti gata getogota is the only option because agotanga is not the option kuro county ya Narok timaiti ngagosera nyora.
Now look at it, yes. No one to what issues in the national government and the county government.
Yes.
When it's talking about one term, definitely the current president William Ruto. When it's talking about the hospitals, it's either he understands.
Nyagitari na boigo ebango.
No, that's for person to understand it. What the devolution is, understand national government roles here. Because in Nyagitari, it means he's attacking the county government wherever he's coming from. It could be a member of parliament. MC, even the national government through Kenya, Kura, all those departments. But that he exposes what a number of youths in this country, the level of their thinking, like even the Takirakova. I think as mentioned the issue participating
participation teaching impeachment.
I don't know part of it, but then I remember back on the public participation. I remember we covered that incident about maandamano, maoni yao. But then that's a summary of what Kenyans want to be done. You see, Gachagua impeached. It could be that same person could have supported the impeachment. But now slowly is realizing like, people could have made a mistake. Yes. So it's not a one way that even they basically for national government. It could be attacking the county. Like now the issue is revenue. You know, 90% of it, almost 70% of the revenue goes to county governments. Then it comes back as a shared revenue. So, maybe or bright enough understanding there are issues in this country. Those are the issues back highlight.
Ukwani baka na onye no bochori kira hotanga one time kira ken na bobone gatora tera one time egento agotebanga asi amanga no sipi byonse turachiko bikora on the ballot.
Yeah, you can do it on the ballot, but
ballot box no kire egento kirachiko erera aso mwaka 2027 onye koligeti goteba one time tiga chinga kichiri chikura chekura gosekuri ya eli gochwaka ekura yoke atebra one time lakini hotanga meanwhile asaboni kabali bagende to protest bagende gotwara baine kina bakorero kurupekana kuri ko morembe ekiro baganyiritenga kyobo so
kurupekana ngo ko morembe Kenya matege ntungina ta correspond so yuli kitege kidate this country
is na manyeteke usi
kiagara ta correspond this country is lacking proper leadership from the world level to national level. Someone said that if you call the leadership now, the people are calling them the opposition leader, you will find only 1% whether the proper IQ you could in this country. The same way in Kenya Kwanza leadership and the proper thing, you realize like you have less than 2% of individuals that in this country. That this country has deployed the wrong people into leadership. They are lacking the free space, the free market, with the good ideas. That how do you deploy these people to the market, to the leadership? By working around the chukura, but I committed the basic, the minimum requirement, the danger that we likely to happen again in 2027. Let me use that word. Okay, in a quotation form, that we are likely to remove some idiots from power. We elect more idiots into power.
Iwanga bado na boko rusio mochando oira ne mochando ide mengeza idea se chinguru
because so ikara ansole ngeli the kind of leadership in this country from all levels by the 6 levels of leadership chitwaka chukura ora ngeli bya then you obeke kero monto mobeke mo ina oyo nobeka oyo nda anze ko balengeli bya you find that leadership your country is in the drains. Yes, it is in the drainage. But now monto nako warning as we move these people from out of power there's a likelihood that there are chances, that we're likely to appoint, to elect another group of idiots.
Nande pare apa bezaidi labda kubwa baikabare chinguru.
Yes. Could even be more worse. Yes.
Ikiagira boni gani ko bakobeka arisango ga kujivalisha ngozi ya kondo. Bunabona kira bamaitenga onyeri ogi onye whatever one time to akeruchikura eta whatever
one time twins.
Yeah.
But one time
like the real sense yo kwa na one time gosomura yo kote ya bandenga apapara obisi basalire anyole.
One time the someone one time said to affect. Okay, they could be having a good percentage of readers. We have counties like in Homa Bay County, you have the governors are first time.
So you can imagine have a many county in Homa Bay just because tutebe mo governor
waka support the president Naraida.
Yes,
I will be singing one time.
Ate one time.
Yes.
And ka okora magendra. Imesikora se county ya Kisii na Nyamira rogo se.
No, Kisii tu wata one time wange sana. Nyamira obu Nyamira the member of parliament. It's only one member of parliament in Nyamira who is serving second term, Josh Nyamuku. The West member of parliament first term. Kitutu Masaba is first term. Actually again the woman rep Nyamira Jerusalem is serving second term, the senator second term. Both the senator and the woman rep at every. Okay, in one way, I think we'll govern. But the member of parliament for Masaba, West Mogrango, Naborabu, they are serving their first term. Same way in Kisii and Nyamira, we have no Kituchache North, Kituchache South, Onchari, Machoge Borabu, Nyaribari Chache, Nyaribari Masaba. They are serving one term. Yes.
And then Nabo,
including the woman like Kisii, the governor, the senator, the deputy governor, it's first term. So if we go with this second year, first term, one term, it will reclaim a number of people. Yes,
anyway, umachumurigereria ase page yende kusasense mwende gazeti yendo chengo kwaniriri okommente kana kwa malito agenkyo ase abana banyaruka b'imyaka meke myaka 10 inse myaka 15 na 3 ani monokura ase county ya Kisumu gotebanga worries over raising teen pregnancies en Kisumu County na boigo aigana sensemo yobochenu ne chinsemo chinde me yobochenu ni kondocher egendete gukwanira igoro ya mariogo ayo ataikiraneti gose gotebona kila counterfeits how fake malaria drugs claim 100,000 lives every year. Oroboti oroiga korwa sensemo yobochono nekero rogote wabuna mariogo na roro yokorwa ryoboroire bwa malaria bono ayo atari ekirengo kiganiri ayo irire abantu abange gose abantu gwetania chiribu emeyamo gosiria magimabo asekera omwaka ayiga korwa orono roboti rogukuna chinsinyo chonsi cha ense engima na boigo Africa's children caught between hunger and obesity. Abuga. Korwa asero gongoro Africa abana bange it's either ogosafa korwa senchara omochando gwate no ibwenchara gose oko ragira excess obesity ogotwara omobero morito.
But you see, obesity can come out of nakoragira excess from bad food. You have every morning while you in the mokoleos where the noodles. You can have Indomie. Okay, Indomie is a company. Noodles. Ocho kila mambi kwali. Telling it because you're able to buy them. They are the cheapest. Meal. So you can overfeed on them. Total obesity. Same way yo motaka. According to ngenge lakini alete. So it's either way. It's either obesity because of eating poor food. Now, if you eat excess, you eat meat in excess. Do you get fat? They say your health because you're going to mokoli.
Tindi go chena manya since mo yinya meki.
People eat meat every morning, lunch, supper.
Nani mbali konora.
Banda mazoezi. Yes. That is because you are overfeeding. You can overfeed on meat, under mazoezi you can no be mobile. But you see now you can overfeed.
I think
on
obesity
and poor food.
Ase omubere kolito mono chindagira chiwo chichare the starch ntopwa.
But is that starch available for the poor?
Mteyo. Bono it's either onye se no mokoragira kwaragira excess osonye mobwati.
But can you feed the excess? No, understand again. They no feed the excess.
Abanto eko teke me andagira kyokoli.
Mate nabende kwanga. Anto kolala by day.
No, enchira nero rokonyora. Omuntu narora aboke. Konyora gose ni gakubuka ori gose no mugati ke mambi. Kebikaga sanne nando menti ndagira ende bwate. Meti chindagira nchiro bune mechere. Okonyora kwanza especially ritoke. I think
it's feeding.
Yes.
You're feeding an healthy, no mundu na go feed health.
Yes.
Now the people who go fast but then and we are fasting of this month Ramadan and go fast because of Christianity for the whole weekend. But then you go fast around here. Because of the Thursday and taka fast from Friday. Go me andaba na best days go fast by day. Monda go fast the whole week. Agonyo mat, only snack, te go fast there.
Lakini abange especially the young people akira ko rago fast. Okonyoranga ni ga kwengante singenjata gete kona chachikiro gete.
But you see, also but if you keep off, you do breakfast around 10 in the morning, lunch quality snack around 7 saa 8. Quality ka snacks ako kwenda kwa. I'm sure it works. Produce kgs chawa so mugere. But tarike umondo in that state, you see your body like your mwana once go mwana fast ngago kina. Why do you fast as a grown up then? If you have food, eat. Yes. Once you fast, you see now, if you are huge, your body is 90 kgs. It requires more. Well, go fast the venga come bero means in the name of you kolea ngo kg. Pakora umiyoma ujikolea. So if your body is supposed to eat. Because upon the motaka alreta bwa tindagira. Alete. Ayo bwa tindagira the kg. Ayo go
sida ende nande seko tokea. Okoragira tali mochana na bokonyora omuntu akoragira turi gukora gas kwaragira watu muka nande chinse chinde cyo koragira metera bokonyora omuntu narokonyora tindagira isatu gose isano aserituko na aya buka okonyora ndagira buneri aserituko koragira osembara gatano rituko lakini kwanyora the type of food omuntu yakori nigekogera eragendere okoreki konora.
Do you know the hardest part in life no kalengereri? Inega senga ngupi.
Korangire na kukoira energy nyingi.
So muntu mutaka. Kalikoragira na ndolengereri. Imagine gym automatic. What the stress. The same way muntu korostivesa. You can every morning the banga nchiti wenda takora singa biashara bile gane. But no kalengereri. Ba no ragira. You see muntu akando tei. olirigena onywe chae kwamba kama kwa tambera marongi ukora oli nduma onyina amaji bo ndagira bokoboke agenda gerenge ayuka yomondo yakonora why balance diet kanyoro omonto mutaka akonywe ndagire nyinge agindire balance diet bado onora kwa wonya sayo osenya kisaitani osayo interi
mundu akonore mechano
ngorole mechano
ne gabo sense moya nutrition na mangana diet ntunto gosana muniki agira ntori aba manyi korende ayo ne gati yari asense meyega ya anamona krotokuri gazeti ya The Standard yeritko riarero nase page yo mwere asense mo yechigosori nigondo chakotebana how Chebet and Kipegon made history with world records in Eugene. Iga ndoche kora asense mweri ya maminyoko ye chimita chiribusano nigo Beatrice Ekotebanga double Olympic champion Chebet says she was inspired by Kipegon as she became the first woman to run 5,000 meters under 14 minutes. Inse chitakika ikomi nainye nikubono Beatrice Chebet anyalete kuminyoka kilomita chiribusano naboigo Faith Kipegon nere akanyara kubwa chimita elibwemo na 500 ekiro nere anyalete kuba buna nere umusibati mutagani kirimo kuminyoka inse ye chitakika chitagekanye
antemente
yes she tried nande nyorete nga ase wiki yaita na temete nande kubuna record yeri akirali gete kuminyoka nse chitageka sano ase emaile yemo eyo bagate very equivalent to 1600 meters yes ayo naro alingi cross nse moyega yegazeti ya The Standard yeri tuko riarero
I think City and Nation, which I can share my because it's Korea Monday we do sports. I think then Kurmage Peche is about Faith Kipegon na Chebet. Also collect their specific records for 500 meters and 1500 meters as a US. But then the story it inspires many at that time. It's a gigantic Kenya Korobe Street. Because I montango wagu yesterday nga drain ye story yaba swati ya na yaba ntoke kwa drain ya both national standard
ango china chichi chabono bali baho to kora saba
but in the real sense drain ya nation yere saba test which James Orengo nere gana matni shikuku then aka small ka photo ka beku nsaiga of the current people could have been James Orengo at that time the youth the youth of this country no they kirensa nichi mandera nichi that could be the saba ya lero. But there's another story guy ya story is card yemis ya wait for years nation about the pitching my story you that America no one subua we farming yemis as a ken farmers as in the western na Nyanza region story na kwa again that there are people wait for a whole year kama wakona bonus ya ne bonus yake go tax njibe kiroro tibe sanjikairi Mondego de bantu mainenga kikendred. But there's another story page ya sita ya gatebanga tana rime gateba ya IBC. The new commission wants to relocate from CBD to a different place from Babu CBD Nairobi again asanga at a cost of 3.5 billion.
IBC?
Actually
amuga ekirokuri ya magacho ari asicho ofisi ya IBC chire Anniversary Towers. You can imagine inki kira korekane kuse atote no bochori pale korekana asichinga kichiga nechi unabasa eba beire bachire nkumaiga sukurubekana atimanye tinga ekirere kichinga kichoko barwa wechukura abakondo bachikuye bale rabanyene kuse
of course kula njiko bale rwara lakini ndende chikura mali chikwa mashinani alini final figure chikwa
igali ne ibintu bigo
na kwa mwana beke final figure na dio dima mutanga
otatigoro chenga mpanyare go spare ekirokuri
they can of course they cannot but you see the idea of rocket from CBD ya chakete back in 2013 telebona ya chaka I remember 2013 was it Hassan Olenge SEO ya IBC naliba chakete process here up to now mbanya kunganya from CBD but now they want to move they are talking about moving to a new building which kwa kujaguzi class I think which kwa kachibona iga panyale bakanda. That's a story interesting sana. But this story nere gaiga ya wanto wakwa masasi. Kila baba attacked in Mawe police station.
Abantu baba attacked.
as never say about attack the story ya mawe ya acha rimo bilwal bato juangi oko iruka. You know there are criminals in this country who have lost the case now. There are criminals they been biya unya bikira maybe having judgment which you call file jigasam like now is it in Kabete, is it in Juu kwende constituency Kikuyu constituency ya Kimani Jungu as basambe the locals basambe just to basamba kiregen that's the sort of being done ngebi ntebi ngembi yet
igonya abantu barenga orora baitie bina byabo byarenga se ekegambero. If
it was not online you need to start afresh. There are cases where two witness someone that testifies at our testimony in court osirire but they kinanya yise kwa but now mon tekera cool ekine ejo chaka the criminal for criminal charges they'll be freed because there's no testimony, there's no evidence of what experts chiajira sai. But I ask myself, what was the idea of burning out Mawe police station? Because ekara bwate tu asakane rubi bado paka mabwate paka it's a process you kubwato mondo kwa mwete nearby police station kwa makumu transport to some to maybe to headquarters. So Mawe engi yakalete. Now burning this Mawe could be there are some few elements bango some experts in this police station.
But ndengo iwete nonye gati ya bara iba gotebanga kero kiende singe nchoba tebetenga nige tuomeretio motu nyasiaga ko ne police station yes amba is that the kind of leadership to warante gutwara singe ncho onye mogene musambe ose central police rogorogari omura yapanya gutenena abo ateri kondo kimagote abantu na bomogote ya serikali kitaseni gesamba. Is that the way to go?
But one, you see now you are telling people, the youths are saying, Ujongi agete nyasi agakwa. Now we are telling everything you ageti because I'm a police station. And I was going to about no nero kuete nero motu agete nyasi. Anyway, God forbid, you need to forgive one another to move on as a country. There's another story the page ya toto Sex the Nation that abasigari abangere rombaire streets ya Nairobi. I've seen some reports in some media sections about there's no end to Nairobi CBD. Either you're private or public vehicle tekaltia kwa CBD. I think abasigari ba change the idea that if you can go and demonstrate in the streets outside the CBD, it's upon you now. Kemza dibi ntabia bantu bande because seemingly ke monta wa accuse abasigari. So ba secret CBD no access to it. Ba barricade. I think it's a change of how to cap this violent protests. Abasigari ba devising a new way for today. So I've seen a list of like 25 inlets to CBD completely, there's no access. If they manage to do that, then the people in the estates will come here because they goes out to concentrate in the
streets. Let's say the areas surrounding
but now the danger with this is that if they continue doing it, Kremon don't defend rights that now to be a lawless state. That mo to gocha nyanjo simenyete uchiko buneki osikiane na njengo gia mana for protect.
Yes.
So keeping CBD from the protest could be a different thing. But there's another story the same page ya gatato ya police spokesman Michael Mshili Nyaga was saying sorry to Kenyans for the deaths the last time. Now they were umiete. Remember Nero issued a statement here about Etwani because of the things we had on 25th of June. So I'll tell you in I think if you want correct, one-on-one I got projects to Kenyans for the misleading information. But still I never to one college. So that's kumutanga and that's protest. Never amwe general buff 18. Again. So as a father never committing what's likely to happen. Ase bana bai but again that wakia magazine mono no muswati yori musgari olenge witune chi youth bango protest ne baka motachiranze but one gentleman came out atanga yaya ntogeta muswati nje yaka mo rescue. That's a good story na kwa story ya mesinere gabu. But another story de gere page ya gatatu I think gatebanga Teacher Service Commission ya twari issues na promotions cha bali baralship areas. I think ya very issue for a long time.
Aparim barasi chinse mochiriti bwate chisegi bwate ukame nchare nyingi.
You know, for like Northeastern, there's a time you get a jumbe from that region bari natives in this region babe quarrel because the ones who are coming from outside they're being paid more money than the Bible. But you see the difference now between Montokokole as Kisii town and Montokokole in Garissa could be big in terms of pay. There's a difference of almost around 15,000 to 18,000.
Abuga ekiruto kurigereria ose korusio mwalimu buna bono Kisii county omwire gose Turukana omaite no nyoyo erebweka gocha ward just gose ko change bakacha komenya buna abantu bali bagari abe comfortable agenda gusomia abana egane tichibeza chinyingi.
It takes time.
Yes,
but you see the idea I think here kalenga people from that region kunyambara in the school bank. So kwangu kusema maybe from these other regions
kwa wakati chale ko kurukurusiko.
Yeah, kurusko man baje wasomia. But up to almost 2 years ago, up to last year actually. Do you know this part of the part of Transmara gaiga this one bordering na Kisii was also categorized as Alshipweli. So abachumbe bagali batanga ita Alshipweli. Abana ba wasomira. So abantu balinga from even the Gusii community wakati now go back to your homes. We have had enough sons and daughters from this region basomira. So they are getting what abanganyora. In one or the other abana baka ko komata andabanga wajete those regions. Tigas ba enkoliki but ingwanganyora space you can legas within your home. So when you legas ya tambe but I'm going 2 years my probation, I'll still come back home. So I'm answering the So these teachers are saying as we promote teachers across the country, consider different conditions here and in these regions and more promotions. Now the case here Muslim to discuss last week about the Neltens, the Muslim the crack from the Muslim leadership. Yeah, appeal that ruling. I don't know what to appeal, but they are seeking for a review. A review can be done by a bench or even the Supreme Court again can review its own judgment. Whatever the inheritance issue, can adapted. Say, umano yo inanyo meka wato umano yo. Nanga kwa inherit property. There's an interesting story the ya Matangi, ya Kiambu County, ya revenue. Can you imagine that by end of June 30th last month? Kiambu County had raised 5.4 billion in terms of revenue.
Evangelio
Sangere County. Up from 4.6, I think it's for 4.6 million. The last time I checked, Kisii was it 395 million?
Million?
Yes.
That
was the last time I checked. I think last... But Kiambu is big.
Yes.
Kiambu is big and the kind of businesses, never industry.
Yes.
Factory injiriga chinyinge. Kiambu. So it's big. Talking about 5.4 billion. The kind of transformation you are with even on the exchequer money coming to the county. You know, 5.4 billion goes now to the national treasury, then budget as shared revenue to the counties. Assuming you receive back 5 billion, it's good money for growth as a county. Kiambu could be having a budget of up to 18 billion every financial year, which is good money to grow counties. But that means a county government at best. When Wanga came to power, revenue yaring almost 300 million, between 300 to 400 million. Wanga has been able to generate a revenue of 1.2 billion in 2 years while in office. This tells that the county government can increase the revenue through the proper automation systems. I bet like if you go to Kisii town, and this is not a fantasy story, it's a true story. If you go to Kisii town, count the number of people, the revenue cracks. Then tell them what at a go up what once we come whether they give us the cash you have corrected. You'll be shocked about the money, but what? 1,000 bob, 500 shillings, maximum is 5,000. But it's in the it's about the trust. The automation system here revenue in county governments will assist even county governments to grow. But then I think those could be the big stories. There's a story interesting scramble for cost.
Yes.
You know, there are regions in this country change very broad-based government. One of them is the coast region. Coast region is where the Senate Speaker comes from. We have Joe as a governor. We have Mvuri as Joe as a cabinet secretary. Yes. We have Mvuri as a cabinet secretary. These other communities, once they have gotten to power, so are doing the secretary. Join hands.
Yes.
Who knew that one day Joe would stand in the same podium na Krasevana Sosoro na Kindiki to support the government.
Yes.
But now there are regions, as much as the cabinet secretary, the leadership in office, bado by the empowerment program ya cost all the entire coast leadership no yalinge ko support Kindiki. I think it was over the weekend. I think on Saturday. I'm seeing a photo here. The coast, the Mombasa governor is in the meeting. Hassan Joy is in the meeting. Mvuri is in the meeting. The county leadership, all the counties from that region, they're in the meeting. Now, when you come to Kisii, it's a story I want to reflect on what happens in Kisii.
As a constituency.
Yes. And again, I saw the timing of the meeting. They could sit in one meeting from 10 to 4, but discuss issues as a coast region. Now, come to Kisii, when we are having these empowerment programs, within 10 minutes, what time are we going to reason to have? Or your idea is that in one region, within 10 minutes, that has a difference from what is happening in the other regions with what's happening as a system to Chiagusi. But this will talk about in a bit to consolidate the support base as an alternative to the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, which now is around the government from it's an idea about the as we move the next elections. From the coast. And I'm sure they'll achieve it. Because their issues cut across. You see, you speak about it, then you are called the SMS and negotiate. If you keep quiet, you know angry. Matiang'i has come out from the Gusii community. The presidents. If anything happens today, that people need to sit as a country, but negotiate about the leadership of a country, Matiang'i will be there. Because we significant. Yes, or rock and Yakavanga, Nabago to Achkrocha, Chumusi, or rock and Yakawar. So in the time, as a card, anybody who says in Tikaran, to Gambe, Urai.
I had Mheshimiwa Clive Gisairo, Mheshimiwa, I think Nero Lenge, Kaukwana issue ya Omonogalibu Mugusi. Abuga. Wikirari tukirigaria rero ningo manyetore spokesman iyo Mugusi was a spokesperson.
Tumeenda tukachia chief spokesman Mugusi. You see, leadership, like another profession, academic or the profession thing, elected politics. Nitakira some experience. Tokoboka maambia tenga bono. Nchomonogalibu Mugusi from nowhere. There are people in politics who talk about seasoned politicians. Even they were there in politics before you were born. There's a kind of advice so you cannot come say at a tender age. You know, I listened to interview Matiang'i the other day. One of the media houses I got discuss the issues here. You could feel the responses to Monto of in government for some time. Being a cabinet secretary, yes. Being a cabinet secretary for 10 years and 5 years, between 5 to I think 6-7 years as an interior cabinet secretary, you could feel the experience Matiang'i in terms of having read a civil service, now we had PF for some time, and now you could feel the answers in the answers like I cannot accuse the former cabinet secretary Kindiki because interior cabinet secretary. There's a story about it Yayana, maybe we got damn whatever in Tuntuatete, a reporter, a soccer, you'll feel the maturity in there and the answers Matiang'i and good. Because as serving in the government, he knows how the government
operates. Of which I think a conversation area banging bata for Getiko, yes. Expectations the
same way. I think the same way, Crave, the member of parliament from Tumasama, who is my friend. I don't think he could have come out from the bruise after what he said yesterday. There must have been a meeting somewhere. No, this could not have come from somewhere and a meeting yesterday. I think it was in Rigoma. At the moment of Mugusi, Matiang'i. Only I know the Taiju. Kiseranga and that I Parangolo story but because he has touched the Matiang'i, who people believe now the king Billy Mugusi. So they are there. So that again, he planned for you to say about it. Now, who is he attacking? Mugusi, or you will get some few years ago. Now, you see now, Crave was responding indirectly to Simbarati. That's the truth about it. Because of what Simbarati said about Gachagua and maybe not being welcome to Gusii region. Now, if you're attacking Gachagua, who is a now quote and quote a friend to Matiang'i, who are you attacking? People will feel you're attacking Gusii and you're attacking Matiang'i. No, Crave was responding from a point of view na bwata bongo. So in response yako rote kunyo direct, but when rule
information ya
ikireka.
Itenga buge tukuragenda se omuti mukomo keo wechitaika iberesatu erinde tukwirana tuchogukorera.
Etwani yabugire ayo mwaro karugetanda. Etwani yabugire ayo mwaro karugetanda. Ayo mwaro karugetanda bana mbale njara. Ayo mwaro karugetanda bana mbale njara. Uzito somya bamura bakikuya mandege. Uzito somya bamura bakikuya.
Omugusii igwa amagulini gakirwa moroka ase eduka ya Shah Ceramics igulire deformed bars TMT steel, ordinary nails, square tubes, round furniture tubes, black pipes, black sheets, round bars, wire mesh egatibinto winde evinge tubasi namagulire niga ainsekigima asekire yuka ya Shah Ceramics tutarerero ikiwenyolere estokeye itaraera nigo tukutoka sinsamchiri cha kanso
Stemo Nugabas ninya gitari ekukurwaria asechinchira chikero kurwa chinsi cha Michael nigo bakurwa obubwenya bwabene asekera omurwaire abo asekera bakurwari with a lot of privacy okubwenigwa ayebweka asibitanda byabo bibwate obubwenya bwabene mbari gutomeka ntetere gustarko beto sindane yira kubekere chemical kandiyonsi asomobere igwa nigo kubwenia amarwire munabono egetekyo mugongo nabo igo kwirania amaugabya abanyagitari babo nigo bwate obumanyi bwebirengo byechinse echa Michael ekero bakorwa obubwenye bwabo nigo bakora n'ubwanchani obonene namaguri yabo nigo ari ayanse monokigima bagotoka ase nyumba ya Umoja Complex third floor eyo yarenge Family Bank enkro yere angene Cooperative Bank asamange bakere simyasi namba 0741903162 0758066164
Inche asamarieta ngoroko Agnes Mora omonyagitari omonene Ostemo Nugabest nkoirali bageri mwensi abagusii kubaligania ase Stemo Nugabest aiga Stemo Nugabest etokobwenia ase gotumia chi machine chiekerero igo bali mwensi mwachandikira asama rwaire ao twabaliganiri tobae obobwenia bwekerero inchu mwensi togokera obobweni bwaito aiga Stemo Nugabest biamon
ajirire gocha Stemo Nugabest abo ase uranyore obokoreri bwigoromono Gotera chinko chinkureta elioki waitiro ne chingake gutumeka chinko chinyinga asumuriro omusinine boygo byaitiro ne chingake bono Alpha Rice Brackets na lyuri chiburiao ase okorosia endagera na boygo gwata asibigori byonsi ni chiamate chonsi Alpha Rice na makara ao nigo arosirie ne teknolojia yekerero tabuatirioki no nyenerika agutumeka kemono nende akoira egeka kujya umuriro ene kebemberi digo liriae neligiya amakaraega nigo agokiania kuna chukwemete yeito wose deforestation boigo obuyabono nobo ogokiania gokonyora kwendwali ya kansa Alpha Rice Brackets na bogutumeka asechi hoteli chinyagitari chinka chiskuru na boigo nabugusamba inyama tutarere asumu chubusungu na bugutwakere isimi ase namba 0111502030 Alpha Rice Brackets naye twanchete
yo bomo ya Uhuru Superstores Limited nero eduka cholide ilikuwa tukachirangi cha Crown Paints eyure e company nambe yemo eyo korose chirangi meyense yiga ya Kenya. Crown Paints nigo emanyira soko raisia ebintu biriya bikomanya seka ngo kwanira chirangi ejo boygo chire chichi brand ao ejo chire chingi ya kirage chirangi chiga nigo chire chibirengo ao punabono mbabwata chirangi cyo wakwa imeye nyumba iziko ye nyumba chire chikomentra nibwa amavuta yani oil na boygo chiriya chia mache inyuranga chirangi chiga nigo chire kurwase chire chiri guririke iriya gatigati wekariguri iriya bantabatinu boygo imeya Uhuru Superstores nero eduka yuka iyo bwate emixer iyo bwochoganya chirangi wikabunuraganye bwochoganire erangi yiga aseduke yiga ya Uhuru Superstores na bokwege namuna ekale aho watagete nigo kwayanyora bwikirano tutarire rero elibwe nyorere abamanyi aboigo enekenga enyumba yao use asomanyete use chire chibiasara njibwa tokorelekana okuya na ayonsi nigo araikirane ekero utumikite chirangi cha Crown Paints eduke yiga ya Uhuru Superstores yego toka se enyumba ya Uhuru Complex imeyumucho yigo musongo eyuerange neduka ya Safaricom mwigo ngotuka bari ase nyumba ya JM Towers eyuere angene bengi ya Credit Bank asamange bakere simgwetera ase namba chabo 0111161500 Uhuru Superstores, the people's choice, guaranteed lowest prices. Karibu nyumbani. Gusie bono na bukwegokia aso gusonja etibi ya uwanje tia Getembe Television Network wetera Zuku Satellite Channel number 038 egoki nimero ao ya Getembe Television Network ayene amatiao kuri miyensi ya Kenya ili ya Tanzania, Uganda, Malawi, Wikanonya, Zambia egulere edekoda ya Zuku chinga kichiga chimenyeka je Christmas amono chingira ku mwaka muya iliwego kinemero yetu ao inyoranga nigo okonyora a channel ya Getembe wetera ase Zuku Satellite Channel number 038 Getembe Television Network ekeonga kia Momogusi. Subscribe ase channel ya Getembe TV rero iliwi manyibuna mangana watika kira chingake ase channel ya YouTube ya Getembe TV nigo toko kora live streaming ya mangana maya chi video ne bipindi bya Getembe ao ngakiende yonse inyoranga ngwetera ase official channel ya Getembe TV. Subscribe, comment ase chi video cheto boigo share nabasani amune amate ejo baigokie bemanye na wesemia tobase kweba turn on a notification bell yani ekengere edio onyari kobagoko yanyora chingaki abikiri ase omtandao Getembe Television Network ekinakyo ekeonga kia Momogusi.
Boy Juakali Center neduka egokoneria ebitamba byokorosia echisovaset ebirugo byechisovaset bagomba bwate chikapet chisanduki cy'abana bagucira eskuru na boygo echo kubekera chianga nigo babwate emeito yebirengo ao kurwa eri abana bagucira eskuru amarangeti ebitamba byokwara na kurarira babwate chichiko chiviber chokoroseria ebirugo na boygo chips chikoros chipillowcase echo ogorarira.
Gagi umwana yo boy diganda ndango ichibesa ntabwate muko lakini naikire taracha seito nanyorire mwapo ichi wakali hai bona ichibesa kwenda mpulingi go pulingi emeito ya bana bakuchere sukuru emeito yo konyora bana chisare kwara zangu ra duniani kaki horoje paka nabwate paka ebintombire bakoro kwa chiferi veti chikorozi ebirogo biechigari hai kaki apa kusimba spinga imore kaki imore hai inju kaki mwenzi tabatari ninju goja moye binto kuruga mwapo ichi wakali hili omuganga James Onkoroko kaki
mbabwate chitandarua chokorosia ebirugo by'ekigari nabo igo ebirugo bya leather gusechi sofa set cha leather gwetania abo nigo kubanyora babwate chi velvet echo oranyare koroseria ebirugo byao gusekende gyonsi origeti korosia nebintu nebyo mbabwate cha arms ase ebirengo ao manyiga nonya nechitandarua chokorosia chihema mbabwate kaiba gutoka nigo bagutoka ange ne hotel ya Kisii Hotel katikati yo musikiti odaraja mbili na Oru Superstores barabari na Kisii Hotel gutaka kumanya bange na kugura kende gyonsi bakire ase enamba 0720688220 Boijwa Kali Center inkyukanyete utaragura ebintu bya okuruoro
njempo ichwa karisto na bariga ni mwesto kole biashara sobwamo ingotoka opposite Kisii Hotel na bariga ni mwesto
gaki genda mwapoi gaki nyasaye baba poli chwakali gaki egotoka alinsali tara chambiri gaki ligere libudango kuanete omusio mubihili gaki nandiri goli kwa sarense ebinto nago lire gaki poi chwakali hili gaki hili ngokonkonya musio mubihili polite bintu munimamba
nigo bakwigura amatukonsi kuri ndiri tukuri sabato tibari kwigura
ine kwabaire gukorera asenga kintambe guse nigo kwarwalire na gusalia endibo enyinge aha buno tokwa omoyo inyagitari ya Walfit L Centers nero lichibuliao nyuranga nonyorobu wenia bwa maruire amange abuna amaruire yesukari amaruire yenda amaruire yomogongo na yande amange
we call your prostate eno borwere bwasumbuira abagaka sana bwe sukari what you call the genesis of diabetes na kiborwere bwe sukari bogo somo bero boime hypertension no borwere kramanyinga kogenda igure somo bero Walfit itosomete chinchereza tojokorwa ya marwaire enchede ntangani itosomete ngendu conventional medicine yani ubonyagitari obwa kawaida itosomete ngendu nutritional medicine na marioga aliakuruse endagera ya ito ya kawaida kwa mfano we have ntupiko amino acids ntubwate fatty acids ntubwate vitamins na kadhalika bigo tumeka esokorwa ya marwaire nchirende ya gata tosomerete neka tugutumia international herbal medicine tugutumia mariogo akuruse mete twarwa ya marwaire igao muchito bosongo monene ntobwate clinic yeito ase nyumba ya Uhuru Plaza noerega iga marikiti gaiso wako ninyama kwali na iguru wacho bakegoroba ya gatatu room 307A ntobwate branch mu Eldoret ase nyumba ya Kogo Plaza first floor room 2
Walfit L Centers umusani ogo asamarwaire minyoka
Etwani yabugire ayo mwaro karugetanda Etwani yabugire ayo mwaro karugetanda bana mbale njara ayo mwaro karugetanda bana mbale njara uzito somya bamura baje kuya mandege uzito somya bamura baje kuya
Karibu sana na ndio mwanja umurigere nekera tole kendete no muroberio igabwe Etwani ya Getembe tukeriga ria ritukiriga ria Jumatatu chitariki 5 mutinyi uyu gatano na kabiri manyikanite muna 77 kurinde ndota bangidigo bagendete kubwatuka ugukura bakuburia buna ekiro rero kurubikana kurakorekane abantu mbabusagusirie amagimabo na ekirongorigerera Charles Otundo ntabo eragoteba kura chinsemo cha umoja Nairobi Kenya. Charles ntabo meeting Nairobi ekirongorigerera chinsemo cha umoja ningi abasaye babangire manase ule mwana Liverpool nigawoteba streaming live kura chinsemo cha Nkararo ereko egotoka ime ya Transmara county ni ya Narok mbia mono sana. Adrian Smam kemunto agoteba kura robot nyatie konere Ruth kemunto kwa kire ebuya Bonventure Mobisa nera oteba pamoja 04 baga nera tebanga Joshua agotebereni Joshua watching live from Nyaisa Manga Kitutu Masaba constituency mbia mono sana. Eric Magare Onyamoya ni watu wa Nyamisaro bobasi pamoja na Lydia Nyabuke na ni watu wa pamoja Kigima manase ni watu wa getting you loud and clear kurochinse mechocha Transmara mumanyi watu wa Renazi Poroye ni gakwebolia ekero twachorete umugambi agatorira chira ase chira chiri ariete ende nero yaikiranire anyare gwikirania ase igoro ya Nyamira era ni gagotebanga county ya Nyamira I think Erika Buga kiro togorira wega ni gagotebanga cross county ya Nyamira era garuchinga nigeraire ote umo governor na ba MCA ba umakubeke question mark timetinga ngaki station yere mbe wikira akubeka nga umo governor wigobeka ba MCA umakubeke question mark nga ngikigenderete.
Nyamira actually never special sitting there as a county assembly. I'm told they want to suspend some 3 MCA but attend some sittings in the assembly.
Yes.
So let's wait for the results. But the one thing I'm sure of, there is a likely impeachment motion in the assembly in the coming days. Yeah, talking about Nyamira ntole bwate mechando. Okay, thank God by the budget if they did well and good. Nyambara nyeti, let's prepare for another showdown the next couple of months. But renda secret abona iga. The county assembly they should have the guts to go accuse the executive of not working. Neither the executive should not accuse the assembly of not working. They could be all the same bag of the mess of what in Nyamira County. If the governor was serious, yes, could have called for a ceasefire a long time ago. The county assembly speaker and everything bid those what's so hard for these people? But then you TMC chingasan. I did 35 or 20 something.
21?
21 members of the county assembly. But God let us do the right thing. I'm looking at a scenario that there will be an attempt to go impeach a governor land. Now, once the governor will survive, he'll come back. He'll have an attempt to impeach a speaker.
Igobone mirimo bakogenda si avisi ne chi discussion igoro yokorusio yo bakagerete nganere orige kwazo.
It could be a bit for that game.
Concentration teria se amangana yo kwenda kibuna interest yo mwananchi abe kirwebosio.
Muntakere wa careful bona, you can't think the new speaker. It could be that is Nyambara. If they continue with the monkey games for what Nyamira, it could be the shortest serving speaker in the under devolution. Because if they try to impeach, okay, if you need a threshold of for you not to impeach Nyaribo, he only needs to do out with 8 MCs from the assembly. Assuming he gets something over Sabokaigo, and about the 8 MCs he survives the impeachment. He lived until he has the resources as the executive. Now I call Richibesa and I reach MCA. If they don't sit and agree. But remember, Nyabaro na Nyaribo, they come from the same constituency, not Mogrango. They should be sitting, but discuss on how to move county government in Nyamira Motu. There's an event to Warenge Borabu, I think, ward. One of the leaders from Nyamira against work use Nyaribo. Actually, I'm talking about the Umurayu, you're born I with 3 Kualami Nyaribo Mono. Moeta Imagasia, Yaga Bell, to market, go to market, to market, to market. But in that case, Yaga Bell. On your bikers, Bacagasia more than they'll be quote unquote one time. Unless we are serving 2 times as an enemy. But being a new member of the county assembly and MCA speaker, you should do it by example. Olio goste no ta goste bons babe kwam. Perform one unity, iliyo murayo Nyamira na MCA. Because I basically seeing about negative devolution.
Yes.
If it cannot work, then you cannot call for national government to rescue Nyamira. There are no tangible projects. We are under this leadership, yeah, Nyaribo. But of course, he has done something. But then we could have moved somewhere bigger than where they are at the moment.
Nkoi karansanare boli na kirakende abara yaba devolution kisaya chagete tubate some 13 years ago. Kiro chisereka chichi county chagete. Kwa ndamanya kwebole na kirakende egati yaba governor baigaba chire ase chitamu ibere. Barabuni nkeke bakwate kyagera ase motuka bwangwego yarorekanire muna umugavana agoso umugeniga atarachukukora nonye nusu yetamu amangana impeachment achakire komenya kwebore nga ndobata wa governor bakorobuna bono mo governor we county ya Kisii omukoro I think ase myaka yonse yakorete miremo ntoigwete siasa
impeachment
amangana impeachment tarengaro komenya kwebore na ninki kyarenge na ngora kwa renge mtongo skabia renge. Is it that ngaba MCA vini go batwarete ukuigwana nere ose strategy ya renge?
I think the governors batch already doing a Kentangania devolution 2013. In one year the tamba what we thought like there was wording a monto to the county government as a governor, no monte only manager, tell politician. I don't like in the case the governor who came to power, Crown Tomorget is a manager. And so county. Yes. Most of the counties have had success where the county government has served for 2 terms. Now the governor church or return the basing mbalinge politicians before. Uskone rambara old kenigans kyoborai as wakire chukura yes. I think even Kisii Nyamira governor Nyaribo came from KTD Sangolegas. Ongwa came from the civil service. Konyoro retired.
Yes.
But I think, is it in Kisumu? Jack Ranguma was there. And Sia, the governors have 2 terms. The governor from Sia, I think, has 2 terms. Homa Bay, Wit came from the private sector. Was working for some men. I think you said them, I think one of them you said, came from private sector. And they managed to have 2 terms. They came in as managers. But the county politician, Chikura, I think they served 1 term Vakaruoro. But one thing people need to be told now is this. When the governors came to power in 2013, they had all the spaces for colleagues. They were setting systems. Koveka into press offices, different offices. And you remember, first time, most governors in Bali get the top leadership each county. Like now, we had the coordinators each county. We had transition authority for like 2 years. The county secretaries that time were from national government. They were deputed from national government. And like now, the systems are in place. The governors are appointing county secretaries and the senior government officials, yes. Now, by the way, professional background, yeah, civil service. I saw a county, I get P1 teachers, account secretary, but P1 teacher. When you're having other counties, leadership, county secretary, Montakore for civil service for a long time. It creates a big difference. I dare to say that the county governments are centers of corruption. County in the 10 years here, corruption. So if you try to steal money from the county government, as much as the charge is sting, it will be noted somewhere. Like now, the county government is about the IFMI system, through the procurement system, online portal, It's county government, these systems were manual. So in one way, the checkups are really filled up, but the first governor set up systems. The complaints the complaints are all about understanding what's the devolution.
Yes.
People are empowered. Yes. Another thing that comes in that after 10 years, they are trying to copy what government is not correct. If it's in terms of employment, they could want to have but they are look like an example of Kisii County. Let me give an example of Kisii County, even Nyamira. Look at the Kisii County bond standing at 65%. That tells you that there's no money for development. It's all the current expenditure to make in the Kisii County government. 65%, like if you receive 100 million, 65% of that money goes to salaries. Correct. So the current government, yes,
35%,
yes. And now you see the expenditures in terms of maintenance, so what is remaining for development? It's so minimal. So that if you have a governor, the idea you can encourage partnerships and even donor funding, grant, the county government can't grow. So it comes to a point that when you're underperforming as a governor, your leadership is underperforming. But this, again, you see a new governor is coming in after 10 years, could want also to have these people in the system. Now, with the Kisii wage bill of 65%, could the current governor want to employ again? Maybe no. They want them to employ medics as a county government. National government can absorb the medics under UHC. So the number of nurses even in Kisii county, the 45 of them near the Vatia vehicle, they are too minimal. It will take another 2-3 years staff in the county government, either through natural attrition or retirement. So
of which
that's why you realize like now the county government, they're not employing people on contract. Because there's no space for the same. So the issue of impeachment with the governors who have come in after 10 years, it will still be there.
Yes.
Because Kremon will fight for that small resource a year. But for Nyamira, it's a special case that the entire leadership in Nyamira can answer and negotiate. Otherwise, we want to have another impeachment motion in the next few weeks, and it's after some 6 months.
Manchu muligerere egando tego tebanga Raila Odinga ateka 77 ekiropono anyarate kuboria Wakenya banyari kumira na ase egetigia kamukunji erio ogokora okurubikana ko murembe litukiriga ria rero umugano uyu bwecha bisicha IEBC usama agachari abotenere wa IEBC kurusiwa sama gacho anniversary towers bakaneti 3.5 billion no ko nyora naro ase egazeti erituko ria rero na boigo ndoche abanyanyimbo rituko ria rero bono nigo bari abange nigo bakwigusigu ikiagera bono yarorege amage mabo nigarorekanire kogosererwa kigima na kukwanirire rituko riegeswaeli ase ensengima ekirewata ipo aje ya kukumbatia lugha ya Kiswahili nje ya darasa nga otatiga korwase ebirasi ime nigo bono umono yiga obwegeswaeli okenderete gosobwanate gosiro na boigo ochengerwa ase ensengima ekotava sherehe ya kuadhimisha Sikidu yafanyika katika chuo kikuu cha Kisii leo ekero bono umoyigoyo ogenderete ase University ya Kisii. Sikidu egotebanga siku ya Kiswahili duniani uyo bono ogenderete kurigereriwa ekero gotebanga ase chilugha chire ase nsengima chire 6900. Kiswahili ni lugha ya 7 kutengewa siku maalum ya kusherehekea baada ya Kiingereza, Kifaransa, Kijerumani, Kiarabu, Kichina pamoja na Kirusi. Ekero nigere lugha ya gatano na kabiri kubikirwa rituko ryogocengerwa ase ensengima. Out of 6900 languages chiraroro bono Kiswahili nige yabeire kuba recognized as number 7 kwa hiyo rituko ria then eko kero tugotigana umuntu bwegesongo ntubwate French ntubwate German na boigo Kiarabu ege Chinese na boigo Kirusi.
They look at like a language considered for celebrations how does it cut across the world. It's an indigenous language from Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, and they go to make in foreign countries. In America, you look at the VOK. They use Kiswahili. So they consider like look at the audience from this media platform, which is in the world. So that's why they consider like it's an important language. Let us use it. It's an indigenous language across the world. We are considered to be a bit powerful. Yakaro Mbaka research by the look at some Kiswahili words by the. Yesterday I was shocked. Someone was telling me that the word shule originates from German. There's another word I think they were using tifundishe from the Arabic word.
Amange Kiswahili actually nigare from Arabic countries. Ekiagera nigo yarenge tware gosome nga etsikire twara gosoma ng'omono bwa Kiswahili nkayo chakerete yara kobuna n'ababantu bakaburukane na Abarabu Abaisilamu norochi buna mang'ana buna coastal region chingaki obonchorero bware gokorekana chingaki chiri chisokoro bare kurwanera ense ya Kenya igo bono nabo konyora Kiswahili ekenge ekero gotemba gotegera Abaisilamu gose Arabic abaiga Abarabu abangira bokonyora ng'amarieta bagotumeka niga agocherana naye Kiswahili kiritomanyete. Yes. Na umuyigo uyu nigo genderete ase University ya Kisii. I think omancho murigerea ayo negati yari are aiga ase chigazeti erituko oria arero. Ne bwate vokense moye chigosori ende konye twakwanire aro abuga. I think asomugano onde tukurigerea engane iga yechinyagitari gutumeka sha nero ndoche yabirege koba kero kubwa zaidi wachasa Abakenya nonye no murai wense.
Hiyo nafaa wafunge. But there's no time. Kenyans are being misled in terms of seeking health services in this country. Like what you pay for is not what you get. Our Kenya, they are paying out of money to seek the best medical services, but in the Wakanyora, no go be what be malaria, what they won't typhoid you what be typhoid the malaria what. By the time you come to get proper diagnosis, you will what just stay chamber you will. The reason why even the cancer thing in this country, people being told to go for screening.
Yes.
When a screening, but you don't get the right results because of when the water wrong in the system, back when you detect the right thing, the right results, mama kwa. Kwa we can taking out. Actually, bonika a friend ya neighbor to one or wallet. Konyo kwa we clinic somewhere agari sunek. To a point that what's kuno mwana about tuberculosis, and he's only aged I think 5-6 years old. Nyendi mwana jitanya the right medication. Say at the lab when don't test utanga take it stage iko usi lung stage ones. But one because this time the government is coming out guns praising let's hope. You know what the president is saying and what the CS for health is saying no mine. Was saying not was is not enough. The about a risk is secure.
Yes.
They made in public.
Because you can say in a Kisii chinyagitari cha sikirwe mirongo gete.
Yes.
Yet gukurigera chinyagitari cha sikirwe
they are still operating.
They are still operating.
So nyari sikira.
Komenya kubole chichi sikire nchire chechi. Nchire chichi abalire kwane che binyoro. Singe binyoro chinyagitari chiraro ne chi dispensary. Onyo bosongo chinyagitari chonsi chi operate. Na ndene report I think.
I think bakora usika chinyagitari yechi. Kabanda bari none quack medics rales in the system. Bara bangi sana.
Ingananero wakwa nere ya wrong diagnosis ya birige koreta issue nene. I think nande buna na chako mroberio ina ale gote yo director ne Wills na mutina onde bwensi ora around you wati abantu bagende check up basa kabamboli na nge montara chere check up kero kenda to wati muchano ote na gokoro montare biega lakini kwanya oranga ebintu mbiro bigende to chanda aba especially buna abana nonya abanyaruka bawe kina ebintu mbiro konyora bigo chanda abantu batamanyiti kwagenda nyagitari kwa gusene chipain kila koira na nyumba kwagenda koira na nyumba by the time gocha kumanyanga we shida neraro
kwa chema ya beira bobe
ya beira nene na I think uko ba free gusanga igoro ya emechando gete abantu bagwetera na koro kunu okore issue nene sana
matingole boli ndili swari Matildah kero muswati bwatera nini semete nyikianda andingi mubate chi clinic fistire ngamba abantu tutwara kero bwanda kwa clinic kero le morto
timayiti
otomanye nge kale tab keri muswati bwata ntanya go tumali tukabanda kwa clinic wase mwana muswati nyoro mwana tanya go tumali tukabanda kwa mwana clinic but I know okay, because you are saying you are trying to protect wogima mwana oli obokole you are trying to protect mwana oli lakini mwana abantu kabiro muntu monene tunya we protect wato bongo koende wendo pi
alafu shida nero yogote umuntu naki clinic nagenda umuntu gori ngaki we bwatera neti they don't know clinic no muntu ndo banse okagenda okagenda no nye check up kore bia
ngika na moko ende religious muri ko tumana na yeke ganya manye Tuesday by Tuesday sambiri kwe bangire wache clinic lakini ayo muntu monene obwato bongo
yes
alinga kwa regular check up simu birogo bantu bari goti kama kanya wono mechande ya Tokyo but ntomo ko no linga serikali ya muyo dina me want to call them goons but crooks in the health sector banya bako abanda mario gamabe bako ngainereri ngangwali bakanda kimbai kurwali bantu let them be dealt with because it cannot be something kira normal like now in Kisii town kira street weta aka clinic ngaro aka lab ngaro lakini the number of people bako kwa because of wrong diagnosis na bange sana kira nyasa konye duare adi nechiguni nechikuruke chindelse.
I think if onye aba waziri mbare basoire kwa field oko bakwa base wizara gete mo waziri Aden Duale I think onye takogenda no
remember he said it. And the thing I want to do with these people in the next 1 month.
Because ekara lenge nonya sense mo ya defense I think na peteka gutwara ukubachana naba waziri bande se naba raibande esengencho kirokenda restrict bono soira se wizara iga yobochana no korenge goseno kugane waitu buna ekirara chiko gendera gukora amangana especially nse umurobelio iga osha abakenya bakonyeke.
When the no mwalimu. No mwalimu I wish one day na to Minister of Education. As to me mangana because now it's the same way we are dealing with crooks for in the health sector ko charge the legal fee na ko veka legal claims what even school heads wako charge the legal fees waka have dealt with one day to call okay kitura call moro ya maybe second and then dwara abe Minister of Education adine chali mo education system basumbira abayiboli. Yes, because like I know one of the universities Bonoiga, wanafunzi basi kadi baenda long all day. One university ya mentre fee ya 15,000 on top of what they were supposed to pay. And wako in the fourth year, mentre 15,000 the fee. And people are assuming it's normal. Yes. Everybody back and it's university to message.
I think na nengane iga ya afia eno tutarachi kugenda nengane yo mwancho murigereria ase oroboti iromra ibwense igoro yomroberio sha nigo agenda tukuboria abakenya abagendera kwirikia ase umroberio yo nabo igonekera goteba serikali wetera ase wizara yobocheno gochira konekia na chinyagitari chiri gutumika umroberio iga osha kunereria abakenya gose konyora inibo kurwa ase chibesa cha abakenya bono nchiche koba chigosie kwa ekero agoteba gukira boniga chinyagitari wetani eribweyamo nigo chenyare gusiekwa asingincho yo gutumika umuroberio yo obobe.
Na ukijiandikisha unajiandikisha bure, alafu ukijiandikisha unaenda kwa hospitali level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, unaenda pale unatibiwa na mtu asikuulize pesa yoyote. Nataka mnisikize kwa makini. Mtu asikuulize pesa yeyote, kwa sababu sasa tumetoa pesa ya serikali na tumeambia kila hospitali mwananchi akikuja atibiwe, sisi kama serikali tutatoa pesa ya kulipa gharama ya ule mwananchi amekuja pale kutibiwa. Alafu ya pili, pale kwa shift tumesema ya kwamba wale wako na uwezo mkubwa watalipa zaidi, wale wako na uwezo wa chini. Hapo ndio nataka tuelewane kabisa. Unajua tuko na mahospitali wako na ujeuri. Mwananchi anaenda pale wanamtibu, alafu wanamwambia lipa pesa 200, 100, 300, 500. Mwananchi, kabla hujalipa pesa yeyote, tafadhali eleza serikali ya kwamba nimeenda hospitali fulani wameniuliza pesa, ndio tupambane na wao. Tayari kuna mahospitali 1000 tumefunga ya private kwa sababu wanafanya ukora. Wakati tunalipia wananchi, wao wanaenda kucharge wananchi na wana file returns ambayo sio ya ukweli. Tunataka tushirikiane hivyo, kwa sababu nia yangu na serikali ya Kenya ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba matibabu isiwe haki ya matajiri na wale wanaweza. Matibabu ni haki ya kila Mkenya, yule ako na uwezo na yule ambaye hana uwezo. Na mtu akikuuliza pale, mueleze
ense ya Kenya umanyite oiso gote ya Kenya nga chibesa abantu babone tukurwa sha kose sha ni babone tukurwa chibesa korengana no konyora kwao umaite ne ringa serikali ne bwate chinjira cio kumanya okonyora kwa kiromo Kenya. I think baisa kubeka tu beiko tungana goteranga onye kubwate emirimo wakanesha chibese chingane onye tubwati abakenya bose bagotera batabwati emirimo register n'abantu bari jobless.
I think it is an ambitious program the Kenya Kwanza government here targeted. A universal health care system.
Yes.
Through the health insurance scheme, we have the most ambitious program here targeted in serikali. But management of the system in target, the way it was initiated at the grassroots and conservative was different from the idea serikali have what. The strides serikali are making to a point one iganga at risk but now once we impress the share kwa ruari
wasmile gochika.
Yes. But I'm sure in the next one, by the time we get 2027, people would appreciate the idea ya sha. The idea you what the thing wakana chingo what the chinga kana chinga. You see now there's a way KRA operates. KRA is saying they are able to tax. And branding below 10 and 25,000. Branding 25,000, below 25,000. You pay for pay. But if you're running below between 10 and 25,000, you have to do returns. But below 10,000, there's no tax, there's no pay for those individuals. That's the same system the government is using. That they're able to know who is earning and who's not earning.
Andonyo goko chibesa chiko itasi account chao ngakio kwanya chibesa chingana.
That's what they're telling the employee. Employee educate the people, but in the institution. As a private company, so that you declare how much you are paying in terms of taxes and how much you deducted in terms of share. The same system they are using as a worker and affordable housing taxes, deductions. The same thing about me. But it's something we had the president talking about, that they want to offer free medical services for below level 3 hospitals, level 1 and 2 for free. But you know what a level 1 is? A dispensary. But now
of which korukada na nobody say dispensary chiri eketabu yoka kwa kondo wakanda.
But now the funny thing, the health sector is devolved. So is he speaking on behalf of governors? I'm sure there will be a response today or tomorrow from the governors. They tell them to give free services. Now we need to have a budget that let the money, the records from the facilities, records ever kept yet from the national government through the exchequer received to counties together for the drugs or those things. Now what will happen with the kind of crisis of what on the economy in this country? We have delays in terms of releasing the money to the counties the way it's happening now. So it's the county government, Chico, Dre, release. What will happen to the facilities? And again, now this system is prone to misuse. If the county government will be sending details to the national government for payment, when the county government will add more patients the rest.
Facility to
those are such policy declarations in public rallies. Let's open the cabinet secretary for health. Okay, but they had done the statement the other day and they are going to give free medical services. I think starting this month. But how are you going to do it? Now you are telling them you are going to have free medical services. Drugs in we know what the country governments are undergoing through this at the moment. There are no drugs in facilities. Maybe you have painkillers and antibiotics. They are no drugs, they are no medicine. So even if you are going to have a free, maybe tuberculosis and cancer, then I get you going afterwards because my yoga is yeah. Because of free medical services, a clinic younger, for free or for free. But after that, what happens now? We can level 3, level 4. Then now you need to tell us the number of patients back on that to level 1, 2, 3 facilities as compared to patients back on the level 4. Look at the now level 1 and the 2 what inpatient. Level 3 what a few inpatients and level 4. Starting from level 3 what maybe and a few level 2 facilities and what inpatient services. Now who are these patients that are for free medical services at level 1 and the 2? They are the minority. The majority of people are seeking medical services in this country. They start going from level 3 to level 4, level 5, level 6.
Yes, na ekreto gukora igo ndoche egendete gogo gose asengana eri to gukora nigo chanjo yoburire wa measles, rubella na boigo typhoid egenderete Chitariki yachagete chitariki sano iri tukoria Jumamosi irachikwera chitariki 14 abana metinyi kianda wiki miaka 14 abana bagende benyorere chanjo timite buga use kero tukwanire campaign yega iyo burero biga kira nyarote yo mwancho murigerere
Katango kina ni mona mona katango kina ndabate government programs chiko betabana ba kina sindani matakale bande bagatalire mechi abana ba bututi drops ndobate polio kwenda kwa tukisema bakairu. But what I miss was it's the first time I'm hearing about it. This is an injection.
Yes.
It's the first time I'm hearing about it. But when I came Kenya madwana yagopuza. Na njo kila matuko makeigo. Ngande one of kanse ya kanire. Abana mbali sindani ejo. But this is a piloting thing. Kiacha kitavona hiyo. So they are doing from cancer meeting weta nini. But ndeka serikali kia kwanire who has to be trust.
Kwanza nande mbamanyete I think igomba mbarawe mbamaite kikegendera.
Yeah, because we have to trust the government. One want to trust about the government other than the government. So tika baende.
Mwana utacha kwenyora tuche kwenyora mwana onyoriro muchando.
Yes.
Okurwale go chikobogo kongo otebunga igo serikali nemanyetenga oburuiro boiganjira ni bwakinire.
Okay, maybe they have done the research nyoringa. There's an issue with measles in this country. So let them do the injections.
Typhoid. I think typhoid batebetenga sabana nande okero baokora nonye bagotema kubopima. Nigo bogo chwa expensive singe chonga lazima esample etomugose go chi Nairobi etomugose lab ki chima kwa machiwa ma gocho chakare
timedi mega kwa kinete but nje miaka rega ngo kinekine primary school typhoid ya renge na typhoid na amoeba actually a time could come to gatore outbreak ya typhoid school literally como montar wal typhoid moka na malu wale timoze yango maende nganto kwa typhoid ose ya renga kodifisia mongaito
eko suspected
amoeba typhoid was so serious during our time in school both in primary and high school ya inge serious sana tutake wa kore term the 3 months period of typhoid wa amoeba ali wa time timedinga tega change school timedinga wanafunzi bakoro wana tinyomereti timedinga mwangu waka mwalenga school no musiki kwa mwato musikioka
I think bana kinire into kyara konchanda neli kuba sinza chinga kichinyingi
because you know the most killer disease in Africa one is flu
flu nembe
yes so I think
lakini rodi lilia kawaida ligocha umanyitenga ngocha lile after like 3 to 4 months na ndeli agenda liakora mutkavira tutori agenda yes
matwanye mugatoro musikana likuba tugatore typhoid na amoeba school but ibintu bya change mana bana school ya tware chitangi amazi ba drill ibisima so amazi na marabwale as combine ni twakanyure kale kure chindani imbe enso ko taboze ndani no I went to school ya kwate ndani there was a stream ya maji akasoile ndani yima
anda soka
tiger started ya kasoka because soka na wakaya so ya kasoile mara watu wabuja tu esiberi so we could shower still and maji ya flow back so the following morning I monya wakara bit aliaka pambi go to school alenga makasana alenga for senior students so it's a process ya growth that can form 1 form 2 kwa kachiri esiberi ndani maate kwa kinekira form 3 and 4 esiberi school anyway it's
actually I don't know nyeo esiberi roche
yeah
buna okay nje miaka ya neti ya ringe mengi lakini wasenge kira ngine tetali kale but lakini inkorora okora abantu bagwesiberi roche singe chontorange ne egucha okora abantu tu bagwesiberi chisagete yabuna chiko kabuno mugasokorora kwanya abantu nande getarengero bacha besi beane kiraro lakini asa mutkabwango iga okonyoro umuntu oyo mugusitare iso okonyoro umuntu gwesiberi roche I think yo nenchire ya moyo wo ke ya marero mnaega abantu wako ntimbo oroche
otentro
roro eguchanera arase bali
egucha sabs a few people by the na squeeze to go especially egucha no ra kwebiranye by the egucha squeeze ya ona ya macha ke what you are seeing on the service na again stream to abwate to akakiro ntimbo kale oninga nchiyo they are dead oninga chavere they are seasoned by the like kremblego tu ya macha ga soka na mali kale ndo abwate ngiti chingi tuntu ati obateka makwache wako ntimbe ngya tokali yagenda yawe wako
ande igento kiarengo nchi I think no kunara kolina kichinsa gochakira sana iga ekero moko genda mwanza kubekeri ogi Ko ase ngoma mwari ngichinga kitia chingiti bata bunga marago baiga bono chiasokire chichakuria bichunde lakini rero iga nabo goche gosoka uchabo chindo che chabere chimbe.
But do you trust that idea ngachinga tisaire ngasoka chiri?
Sene chiacha gotensa kinga chinze china chichi wotere nsaki karuru.
It was an idea yote umwana ngaki kenda yo akonti kwikasaine chinto gasoka chiri bono muntu akobwa kwena nyomba mapema.
Wate bumara goba ngake gochaka buna kiparaga chinsa saa 12 gamuna lisa seri kolimera ngango soka chire chakuligenda. Anyway, tali mangana iyo nenchira oikiro tukurigereria chanjo egendete kuhena no iko mwancho murigereria oburere bwa measles, rubella na oboigo obwa typhoid chanjo negendete kuhena no emetinyi kianda goika emiaka 14 eneki una mwana onde bwensi orangina asore onyare kwenyora chanjo eyiga. Nande timaitinga ningi kiragera boibori mbale bago tibakora magoso bata kumwana egukabere kusibanya ro mwana oiriru ne jirani onyorire
anje kona baba
ande kwa ro moibori ne ro moirire
mata bantu nakitwata nga bono kire committee ne gwati chibali muchia mutu na Getembe ma tari twenze tubie kaine na wadu gali umurango atsa polisi miyago aire talinge gaiba yani aira tunje gusumbwa mundu atsa kuri karamu yawo anazo kutumia akora magabe ko mufukana na nyumba
obo kabambio gani ko basaririko
so it's a way like in any community to komizi balimo elende balimo
kire nyumba kiro muti no gwate omwana oyo
mukae abantu ko basabera okoke atike ke to ko in the story bakwa na echindoche mate anginyo ile amacha kabera mange kero kone ku sound ya amacha nowadays
okay
Ada nenda meta se gucha. Abanta abantu nikuso ndi amaji.
Into abdomete gucha ndo maitinga kekera ichoire teriko ebereri.
Nguogere.
Atelmente kana
rotende walenge ngarwe teka. Kire mboya gature. Kire gature nyingi. Achara macha akasokire are a unique color. Kunare abala smoke njira gete. Nowadays embulego tu mali bathroom kwa kupino wanao macha yasireko. We could hear the sound ya macha. Kawere botu penye nyumba uwete amacha utimbo kama genaine you feel good but nowadays
tubade sound eyu ngo henyora tore na I'm lucky nka kerembra ya tore nyinga macha ngo soka baka isko so
nsa naro
tare bangana asi chindoche chigenda kolendo ego mwancho murigere na macha lera abantu baichoire metareri system chiri chiraro chinkeigo ene kibona macha gutirimbuka atari ayo kubumutanganiko ya kuyatiringa abuga I think ase bari bakugenda kurubikana ritwe kuri rero
bari bakugenda kurubikana mugukora muturatere ranjire ende cyo bisi ntwari tarobisi tonya kolega ase muturatere ranjire turi abalende bakona kurubikana
mete wiki ya etana abere tari tukuri mantaragire tyasinge
ste kwa taragire
ye burukana yarenge bosongo
tatende ko sabango lise swa bakanda go protest in the streets be a protest keep like anya kuchikorobekana oyonera tigai gore duka abone ya machi munyu abone soda meke mwali kamuire mosiki mpako igwe soda gukoruga morosi nge kuzia machi konye kya gasia rusi nge yuzia machi abya bepara chiduka lena obawoni ebintu na byanga yatanduke so abero muntu bate potikene gore duka kyanga yatandukire kwa gore duka kwanga kwabeka nalita ikwa tunaye kurungo chere street nere economy egendere
I think omuntu nare ase building ehiga timanyitiningo obwente wakirwambia muno kiagera rituko ryo kurobekana ase narachiete pipe nere goita guchinsa ari akaigurira amache ando kono besi byo bosio banywa yande timaitinga tutikana amache amura bwarenge timaitinga mbirengera kia bwate usenande bado jenzi okora bawo chibagata bakakurume timanyiti
mando mama ile jenzi mama dekerege maybe na maita se tapira kana kanyigorera
amache akaigurira abantu narucho umuntu ndi bwesi ogwete nabo kwari gweta gwatacha kwanyu igo korateme gusira abantu ritiko buneriga ene kino bona kwarendire ebintu byabande nabo igo amagema yabande nandi tiyo kwenda gutimana n'abantu the men in uniform aba sigari bari kwegura buno nonyo muwaziri akopatei risasi ribabwate gose chibundu kichiri babwate taria mauga babegete koboko igonekia turachia kuturbani gusukumusariria omorembe kwa ba provoke kwa nyoranga chisegi chacha kire kumoncho murigeria ndochinga bosongo nentoereru irase chinga kicha bono mambi na ndia abanyanyimbo ni gobarekire kona kurinda se every bigati atukorera murobere ubwetwani ya Getembe abo kire twarengenere ere kabuga cross studio akabere etimwenene bakorawa na Mike Wills na bravo banyare kwanake kwanyore chibichane rio gya senchira engi kerano asebono kenda utwara uboligererio buya eme ya Getembe TV nabo igochengira ritukeriga asenchira ere eyo morembe.
Etwani yabugire ayo mworo karugetanda Etwani yabugire ayo mworo karugetanda bana mbare njara ayo mworo karugetanda bana mbare njara uzito somya bamura baje kuya mandege uzito somya bamura baje kuya mandege
Ekariye kiri eikendi agotekwa habuna chi kendi chinde uboita bogo tigiri radio nubwansu bukoigwa iwe una naure mese malonga yumba na mashabik numero video okoletwa simule nere polycap ukara uchakira chinsa isaro nibere chumubaso wika chinsa ikomigoro kila lituko liye sabato ime ya 102.7 Getembe FM ekeneke onka kiama mugusie. Noganye gukorerwa live streaming ase chipejo cha social media cha Getembe nubwate imishangirikano ya gisiasha amatanga chinyangi chibirthday mesangirikano yechikanisa baby shower anniversaries gose ekinyuru kinyumo inyangi usuko kwa kuyomino imijega ao bunabono housewarming parties engagement parties egatie binde bige bono Getembe Television Network nero ego kwayega ashirigo lidio gotugutera ninchwe omurikirwe ye masege munaba manyi baitabo bare no bamanyi baigura igeti byete bwate signal ere enkongo igwikira abantu bange asubunge asamange onye kuganitie omurikirwe nabukulika jumbenge wego gwitira semeria WhatsApp gosigo ya Kisii gwitira namba 0741499726
Yo bombolio mwanone kiririane
Asegeka k'emyaka 49 ebenki ya Wakenya pamoja sako yabere n'umugusi negukinia umugusi ase eningo yae yabere gekurwa obukorere ase chinse mu buno savings loans obosemi bwo gutumika chibesam na diaspora savings ase bali chinse chimaiko ase Wakenya pamoja sako yabere osira okonene ase abalemi ebyumbe chiskuru chikumpane ao abarikire abaritayire basibaliye nsemo ya pension boygo abonjereria ibotani na Wakenya pamoja sako iyo nyore obukoreri ubuya ase chinse mubuna obosemiguru y'ubutumiki bw'ikibesa chilon buna development loans school fees loans emergency loans ebyumbe business loans salaried loans na boygo chi advance loans boygo nkorantura muri kibesa pesa ase uri kose mobile payments. Kabe oyomo wa Kenya Pamoja Sako iliyobwego kerie ayo onse na yande amange amaya asamange patarire chiabis chiabo chire asumu chubusungu kahawa house raja moja asipara ya Kisii sotik sibakire simyasi namba 0746-668-190 kuse ototarire website yetu www.kenyapamojasako.com.
Njama lieta ngoro kwa Isako Mwenga CEO wa Kenya Pamoja Sako. Sako ya Wakenya Pamoja ni sake ya kushughulikira members baye na chigurupu chiria chigokora savings wonko wake rabia soko chara Wakenya Pamoja Sako kune financial institution yao tobwate chipranchi chito ikome na inya chire within Gusii ona itu toro konyo Gusii soko gendereria ese ebiasara byabo ase sako na gosebwa ase sake ese walibatara join please nchubwango mo join tukini esako yeito na Gusii yeito esa magendero Wakenya Pamoja you our concern.
Abasaibiki alikia makiaya Vono Link Up Show ni kuja kulidwe mbauki gima kira litukuli Jumatatu weke Ijumaa kuchakira chinse sana lebere chamo baso wika chinse kumigoro umrena nera Wiza Crown Vakubuatrina na DJ Topsha on the ones and twos. Ejwa kongolele emeziki Vakwa showbiz trending issues Namangnande Yekielekea makiaya Link Up Show Link Up na sisi Kurwa sasema wika ikomigro Wiza Crown na DJ Topsha Imehe ya Getembe FM 102.7. Superstores Nero eduka asorgo ngurigarua South Nyanza ya nchiri amone company ya mabati Rolling Mills yuko ya buatuka uchiase abaonia aiga ntobwate showroom asura achagwirigirie amabati anda unsialia utagete showroom yeto nigo enkale eyuerengia na boigo ekogokie liso yao chingagi ogoswasaje gakurigiria amabati aiga ntobwate team Tembo abo bagokolemiremo ase showroom yega babwate chingoro chingia chugo kwarigania na boigo cho tebererie kende kensi uraganie bagotebererie company ya mabati Rolling Mills niko babwate amabati chingenjo au ayuare ye chikala au na boigo ayuiga bwate chi profile net gauges au unamono babwate normal corrugated na boigo box corrugated asibigo babwate Dumerang ayuare aye chigage emerongetato asama mabati aliaye chigage emerongibere na isaro na isato babwate tile profiles alia au oriental elegantal versatile gross na boigo na versatile mat MRM niko babwate lifestyle ayuago chana Roman Jinko na boigo web design babwate ligani kabwate chikala bunabone lia chako gray brick red tile red maroon sky blue na boigo na green obutambe bwe mabwate liga niko bokolengana amo nukuganya gwe customer mbabwate bintu bindi boigo ebyo ochikunyara kabo gutumika chinga gicho gwakiranya mabwate liga ase nyumba yao tutari rero ase ouru MRM showroom onyare kabo gukwerera amabwate yu akomenya segeka ayo uchanye warrant na boigo ayo urakoberwa ikasure asubwango eduke liga ya ouru superstores yebotoka se nyumba ya ouru complex imiyumucho yigo busongo iyo erangene duka Safaricom Wigo ngotuka bari ase nyumba ya JM Towers eyure angene bengi ya Credit Bank asamange bakere simgwetera ase namba chabo 0111161500 Oru Superstores, the people's choice, guaranteed lowest prices. Karibu nyumbani.
Slovakia ni nyagitari yekerero asumu cy'ubusungu ensema ya mwembe mbarbare nigekomo SDA asepare kuro busungu guce Kilgoris nigekurwa obugwenia asenchira yekerero asugutumia chimashine chekerero abwasi bwatabanyagitari bobwate obumanyi bwigoromono mbobwate inpatient gosechi ward na boigo outpatient abasaba roire bakubwenigwa na koirana gochianka mbobwate maternity yekerero yubwate chimashine Chikerero laboratory yekerero wose ase okorengwa kwibirengo bigoro ekerengo kyobo chinu nigo kirigoro asinya gitari ekobwanya gitari ndionsi asorgongoroiga boigomba bwate ensemo yokomana gose modern theater ensemo yukolingolia nobuwenia bwa maisa gose optical department abase bwate boigo eduka yibirore ase ebigori byonsi etani abu mbwate boigo ensemo ya maino kose dental section yebwate chimashine ichekerero yobwate boigo pharmacy kose duka ya mariogo yebwate amma riogo onsi pi aliuraganirigwe goetania onsi liguriryabo nelianse pi ngwanchira bale umurobelio osha osibali bwate umurobelio osha naboigo nkurike bale umurobelio osha otarigwakanira kinde gyonsi asamange bakresimia se namba 0799747414 Slovakia Hospital afeyao nomogoko ito inchuo bono
Omugusi igwa amaguliniga kiromoroka ase eduka ya Shah Ceramics egulere deformed bars TMT steel ordinary nails square tubes round furniture tubes black pipes black sheets round bars wire mesh egatibinto winde evinge tubasi namagulia niga ainsekigima asekire yuka ya Shah Ceramics tutarelero ikiwenyolere estokeye itaraera nigo tukutuka sinsamchiri cha Kansons
Stemo Nugabas ninya gitari ekukurwaria asechinchira chikero kurwa chinsi cha Maiko nigo bakurwa obubwenia bwabene asekera omoroire abo asekera bakurwari with a lot of privacy okubwenigwa ayebweka asibitanda byabo bibwate obubwenia bwabene mbari gutomeka ntetere gustarko beto sindane yira kubekere chemical ndiyonsi asomobere igwa nigo bakubwenia amarwire bunabono egetekyo mugongo naboigo kwirania amaugabya abanyagitari babo nigo bwate obumanyi bwebirengo byechinse echya Maiko ekero bakurwa obubwenye bwabo nigo bakora n'ubwanchani obonene namaguri yabo nigo ale ayanse monokigima bagotoka ase nyumba ya Umoja Complex third floor eyo yarenge Family Bank enkro yere angene Cooperative Bank asamange bakresimia se namba 0741903162 0758066164
inche asamarieta ngoroku Agnes Mora omonyagitari omonene Ostemo Nugabest nkoirali bageri mwensi abagusi kubaligania ase Stemo Nugabest aiga Stemo Nugabest etokobwenia ase gotumia chimashine chekerero igo bali mwensi mwachandikira asama rwaire ao twabaliganiri tobae obobwenia bwekerero inchu mwensi togokera obobweni bwaito aiga Stemo Nugabest biamon
ajirire gocha Stemo Nugabest abo ase uranyore obokoreri bwigoromono gutera chinko chinkureta elioki waitiro ne chingake gutumeka chinko chinyinga asumuriro omusinine boygo byaitiro ne chingake bono Alpha Rice Briquettes na liuri chibuliao ase okorosia endagera na boygo gwata asibigori byonsi ni chiamate chonsi Alpha Rice na makara ao nigo arosirie ne teknolojia yekerero tabuatiriuki no nyenerika agutumeka amakemono nende akoira egekakuya umuriro ene kebemberi bigoririe neligiya amakaraega nigo agokiania kuna chukwemete yeito gose deforestation boigo obuyabono nobo ogokiania gokonyora kwindwali ya kansa Alpha Rice Briquettes na bogutumeka ase chioteri chinyagitari chinka chiskuru na boigo na bogusamba inyama tutarere asumu chubusungu na bogutwakere isimi ase namba 0111502030 Alpha Rice Briquettes naye tuanchete.
Eduka ya womo ya Uhuru Superstores Limited nero eduka cholide ili kubwatuka chirangi cha Crown Paints eyure e company nambe yemo eyo korose chirangi meyenseyiga ya Kenya. Crown Paints nigo emanyira sokoro isya ebintu biriya bikomanya seyeka ngo kwanira chirangi echo boygo chire chichi brand ao echo chire chingi ya kirage chirangi chiga nigo chire chibirengo ao punabono mbabwata chirangi cyo gwakwa imeye nyumba isiko ya nyumba chire chikomentera nibwa amavuta yani oil na bwigo chiriya chia machi inyuranga chirangi chiga nigo chire korwase chire cheri guririke iriya gatigati wekali guri iriya bantabati bwigo imeya Uhuru Superstores nero eduka yuka iyo bwate emixer iyo wochoganya chirangi wekabunuragani wochoganire erangi yiga aseduke yiga ya Uhuru Superstores na bwo kwege na